look great.
Y'all must got that good Wi-Fi. All right, so I think it's on. I think it's on. All right, yeah, it's on. Okay. So, hello, ladies. So we're gonna start this podcast off with saying your name, what city you're from, what year you graduated college, and how many years you've been playing pro. So I'll start real quick. My name is Shalonda. I go by Lala. I'm from Palmdale, California. I currently live in Los Angeles. I graduated college in 2018 and 2020. I got my bachelor's and my master's from Florida A&M, and this is my second year playing pro. Go ahead, T. Your name, city. TR.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. My name is Tiara. I'm originally from Alabama, but I live in Kentucky. This is my 5th season playing. And
what year you graduated college?
Oh, I graduated in 2013.
Okay. Peyton.
Hey guys, I'm Peyton. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I graduated in 2017. This is my 5th year professionally.
Kyra.
Yo, I'm Kyra. I graduated recently. I graduated in 2021, but I also graduated in 2019 and 2020. I went to both Duke and the University of Texas, and this is actually my first year playing overseas.
Marie.
Hi, I'm Marie. I graduated in 2020 at University of Texas in Arlington. And then I'm from Waco, Texas, and this is my second year playing.
And I'm sorry, I graduated in 2017, not 2013.
Okay.
I was about to say, how is it your 5th year?
That was when I graduated high school.
Oh, okay. I'm like, okay. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start off. First of all, for the people that are gonna watch this that want to go and play overseas, some frequently asked questions. What is some of the differences, one or two differences between college ball and pro ball? Starting with UT. 1 or 2 weeks.
I mean, for me, the biggest difference is like, okay, so as far as like classes go, you don't have those classes. That would be the biggest difference. But as far as practices goes, they feel the same to me. Weightlifting, we don't do as much weightlifting, so I try to do it on my own. But honestly, there's no big difference. We still do the same full court stuff. We still do the whole layup lines and everything else. The intensity is a little higher because they expect a little more from you now, because technically they're paying you to play. But as far as practices goes, it's still the same. Early morning, sometimes I've had late night practices, 10 p.m., maybe later, but it all feels the same to me.
What about you, Peyton?
Yeah, the biggest thing I would say, like, as a difference is just like practice times. You know, now we're no longer students, so you're looking at different schedules every day. And then on top of that, like, this is a business, so just having that like on your back, in the back of your ear every day is just, you know, this is your profession now. It's not just being a student and an athlete. And, you know, I have 4 years here. And on top of that, I mean, the pace of the game is pretty similar. Obviously, there's a shorter shot clock now. Professionally, we have 24 seconds. College is 30. So just something else you have to adjust to.
What about you, Kai? Do you know anything different? You got anything different to share?
Yeah, for me, it's a little bit different. I think that like college practices are way harder. Like Peyton said, like the game over here is faster because it's a shorter shot clock. But over here, for me, the biggest difference is the resources. Like in college, like I feel like there's a lot of people that wanted to help you or like, had to help you. Here, you have to do almost everything by yourself, and you're in a really good situation.
Marie?
Um, I think pretty much what everyone else was saying, like how Peyton said, it's like a business. There's a lot more pressure because college basketball, like you can have like a couple bad games and like your coach tells you, okay, you need to do this and this. But like professionally, it's like they can switch you out any moment. And like you kind of have that on you 24/7. So it kind of adds more pressure to you, but it kind of also makes you get better, I would say.
Facts.
I'm sorry, I don't know if it's just me, but the volume is like really low. I don't know if I can't hear.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I hear y'all fine.
I think it's just me. I don't know how to work this thing on thing.
Is anybody else? Is it low to anybody else?
Nope, I can hear you.
Okay. I'll just get closer.
All right. My opinion on that is that one of the biggest things is, like Marie said, for sure, it's a business. And well, first, you don't have a manager to take your loop and wash your clothes. You don't have, your practice jerseys. A lot of teams actually, you wear your own clothes. They don't have practice jerseys. You wash your own stuff. You have your own shoes. They don't, give you like, here's your game shoes, here's your practice shoes, here's your running shoes, here's your travel shoes. Like, no, baby, you got to bring your own. Okay. Another thing. What's another thing? I think that's pretty much it off the dome. If y'all have anything else, we could definitely come back to that.
Oh, I think also like the way coaches interact with their players.
Yes, Peyton. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say like the way coaches interact with their players, because I feel like college-wise, there's more respect, but certain teams overseas, there's not. That level of respect is not the same. And I don't know if it's like the culture or what it is, but I feel like it's so much different over here, like in Turkey.
Definitely.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Something I was just gonna add, like when I was in college, we chartered everywhere, planes. And when I tell y'all these bus rides, like just all of that, just cancel all of that, forget all of that, because when you come here, you're gonna be on some really uncomfortable buses, and yeah. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Them roads ain't smooth sometimes either. Them roads you gotta.
And you have to take into account if the trip is 8 hours, you have to be ready to travel 10 to 12 because you got the cigarette breaks, you got the coffee breaks, you got the tea breaks, you got more cigarette breaks. You got to put all that into account.
All right, next question. What are y'all's hobbies other than playing basketball while you're overseas? What do you do to keep yourself busy? Let's start with Marie.
Well, I kind of had to create more hobbies for myself being overseas. So I could do like artwork, read a book, venture out more, go for walks, stuff like that.
What about you, Kai?
Same. I like to read a lot, go out in nature. Recently got a bike, super excited. Other than that, sometimes I make TikToks. That's about it.
Same. What about you, Peyton?
Like to go out, have coffees, take walks, sometimes TikToks too, Netflix, and just talking with my family. I try to whenever the time permits.
What you, Tiara?
Most of the time I write in my journal, but this season I've spent almost all the time with my boyfriend, so I've been occupied. But previous seasons, I did puzzles. Most of the time, I'm just home watching movies, or like I said, go get food with my friends or something.
That's true. For me, I love art. I love to paint. So if I can find an art store near me, I'm happy. I haven't did it in a while, honestly. I've really been napping. Like napping is a hobby for me, to be honest. Kind of.
Girl, you got a whole chef store and a whole hairstyle store.
For sure. Yeah, I love to do my hair. I love to cook. And I also write in a journal too as well. But sometimes it's hard to stay consistent with that. Like a lot of people, I don't know, I guess it depends on how how you are? Because like we say, like, I know you have a lot of time over there overseas. All you do is play basketball. And this is like between like the morning practice and the evening practice, like I nap and I'll make something to eat and maybe like draw some or talk to my family, and then it's time to go again. So like honestly don't feel like I have so much time. How y'all feel about that?
It goes by quick. I feel
It does.
Okay. I thought it was just me.
like. It's not as much time as you think it is. Like once you get it.
And I don't know about the cities that you guys live in, but by the time I beat this Istanbul traffic, it's already the next day, and I already got to get up for practice.
Oh baby, yeah.
It takes some time.
Oh, I forgot to mention one thing that viewers, just in case y'all didn't know, we all played in the Turkish League together in 2021. Me and Kyra are in Slovakia, and Tiara, Peyton, and Marie are still playing in Turkey. So Marie and Peyton, right, play against each other?
Yeah.
Play against each other, or is it Tiara? Y'all two play against you tomorrow?
It's cutting in and out on my end.
Oh, Marie and Peyton, y'all play against each other tomorrow, or is it Tiara?
No.
Tiara and Marie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. Y'all play against each other tomorrow. Okay. Next question. Let's talk about communication barriers.
Do y'all's coach, they do sign language to y'all, or they just me?
No.
They can't speak English, they do sign language.
They be signing. You understand sign language?
They be acting like they can sign.
Okay, Payne. So with you, communication barriers, not just with Turkey, but like overseas. What has your experience been like?
Every team, I think, except one team, I've had to have a translator. So the other part of that is just like my common sense. I just kind of like after time, I just try to like figure out what they're saying. Like when I see them talking in practice and they like demo something, I'm like, oh, he must mean set the screen this way or something. But man, the language barrier is tough. Like this year, I think 3 of my teammates speak English. The rest of them, it's just night and day. Like just hello, how are you? But it's definitely something you have to like really adjust to. But you just kind of have to start using your common sense.
Facts. What about you, T?
Well, my first year when I was in Israel, it was extremely hard. I had most of my teammates, maybe one spoke English. So that was really hard. And then when I went to Bulgaria, it was god awful because they didn't even speak enough English sometimes to form a complete sentence. So sometimes I was out in the games just like using my basketball IQ, just trying to figure out what was going on. My first year in Turkey, it was pretty hard. But once I got to like the second and third year, I kind of, like Peyton said, I kind of picked up on the hand gestures, the words that they use over and over again. So now I can understand a little Turkish. Do they know that? No. They'll probably know if they watch this, but do they know that? No. So I just play like I don't understand, but
what did they say?
But so basically I just watch the hand gestures, sometimes facial expressions, their hand movements, just to see what they're saying, and I picked up on it pretty well.
Kyra, when it comes to language barriers, what has your experience been like?
So 2 totally opposite experiences. Like in Turkey, nobody on the staff spoke English, which was like the best thing ever for me because they were just like, go. I was like, okay. So like there was a game, I think we were playing against fall team, and our coach is like yelling on the sideline. All I hear is Kyra. I ignored him the first time. He's like, Kyra. And he was like that's exactly what he did.
That's that sign language.
Like, what? But yeah. So here, like everybody speaks English. So it's actually better because I actually like the coach. So I don't know, like me and him have a better relationship and communication wise, it's a lot better.
For me, communication barriers in Turkey. Well, I'm gonna just talk about Turkey right now. So in Turkey, about so when I first went, one of my teammates, I met her. She spoke like great English, so she was kind of like my translator. But like a lot of them, when you first get there, they don't speak English. They don't let you know they speak English until you get to know them, and then they start speaking. It's like, you know English this whole time. Like, why are you playing, bruh? Like, why? So yeah, it wasn't like everybody that spoke fluent English except for really one teammate, but like the other ones, there's like 4 of them that like they could basketball terms, we could definitely communicate on that end. But it definitely did get like kind of irritating when they forgot to forgot to translate, and I'm like, what he saying? They're like, oh my bad, I don't know, I wasn't listening. I'm just like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I don't gotta know, so that's what it was so far. It wasn't that bad. There's always somebody on the team that spoke English for me, so that was good. Thank God.
I mean, yeah, but sometimes the bad thing about like having a translator that's your teammates, sometimes they leave out the most important things. Like, okay, so I don't know who we were playing, but my coach was like, on the screen, we're gonna go flat or yada yada yada. So I did push, and he's like, T, why are you pushing? I said, why didn't you tell me? And he was like, she didn't translate that. I said, no, she did not.
Mm-hmm.
So like sometimes, and also with the plays, like because to me when I'm running down the court, they all sound the same.
Yeah.
1, 2, 5 circle,
Yeah.
all of that sounds the same because they're trying to speak so fast, and I'm like, huh?
What is it? Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm running my own play, they're running their own play, so sometimes it doesn't go well.
Just post up.
Exactly. And he's like, T, why are you posting up? Because that's the play I wrote in my head.
This play called Give It a Ball. That's what it's called.
Something, because I don't know what's going on at this point. Or I'll just go set a screen because Turkish people love screens. So
They love it.
why not?
Ooh. So getting back to that, like one of the biggest differences between college ball and overseas is we play. Well, I can't say for every single team, but we play faster in the States compared to like, because I know out here they like to, come down the court, run the play, and I'm like, I'm open, and it's like, nah, play, and it's like we want to run, like run the play how the play's supposed to be ran out here, but in Cali or Florida, that's what I'm gonna call it. In Florida, whatever, America, it was if you see an opening, go. It's about reading the defense, not just running the play. So that was one of the biggest differences, and I kind of like adapted to playing slower, which like it was kind of like weird, but then it was like not a big deal because it's like you ain't got to spin rim to rim, you just jog down the court. Because like if I'm running down the court and they just taking the ball out, and I'm just like, I'm over here busting my butt. So shoot, think smart, work smart, not hard.
And I mean, speaking as a post player, another thing that is like crazy that you have to adjust to is all the footwork you were taught, all the moves you were taught, because apparently an up and under is a travel. God, Jesus. If you do a jab and you drive, you have to put the ball on the floor before you jab. And I'm like, what's the point of the jab if the ball is already on the floor?
What?
Exactly. So like up and under is a travel, spin move is a travel. You really have to change your footwork completely or just find another way to score. Because let me tell you, my first season here, travel. I'm like, it's an up and under. Like, you're not serious. Travel. It was awful.
Bro.
The cross step thing.
Yep.
That was my biggest adjustment. I think my first game in Greece, I had like 8 turnovers, and they were all travels just because I was using the same foot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of crossing, and I was like, "Dang!"
But
like,
I mean,
what is this?
That's what I was taught. So I thought it was always correct. They're like, you got to come across your body, and I was like, so you want me to trip over my own foot? Like,
you ain't crossing nobody but yourself.
Exactly. But the thing is, I tried to explain to them like that slows the move down because if I'm jabbing and I got you beat that way, now I got to cross back over to my body and cross back over to C just to get back. Like, that's one thing I don't understand.
We'll never understand, to be
No.
honest. All right, next question. Have you guys ever experienced any type of discrimination while overseas? Stares, okay? So like people staring, that's regular. That's not discriminating. People gonna stare because you black and what are you here for? Like, that's regular. But like actual discrimination, have you guys experienced any of these? Whoever has one, y'all can share. Go ahead. No? Nobody?
I'm gonna
So
say why first game in Slovakia was special. And you know why. For those of you who don't know, my first game in Slovakia, I played exactly 5 minutes and 35 seconds. And I got ejected from the game. Later, they went and reviewed, and they called and apologized because of the calls that got ejected from the game.
Wow.
That was the first time. There was a second time that it also happened.
She got two texts ejected out, just thrown out, like had to go put her clothes on and sit in the bleachers. And
that weren't even like remotely anything at all.
And the coaches complained to like the higher ups, and they like apologized on the refs' behalf for calling those calls on her because it was not true. And yeah, that was wild. So while you brought that up, let's talk about the refs, guys. My opinion, refs don't like Americans out here, bro. I like everybody hates me. That's what I feel like because I'm a post player and I'm mostly bigger than everybody else. I'm 6'3" for those I don't know, and I just feel like they just don't like me. So it's like you can't be as aggressive as you want because you're bigger, and then they gonna flop. So like any type of is a foul on you. Like, are you serious? This girl just did this. That's it, and screamed, and you gonna call a foul on me? And I legit go and watch the games. I go and watch back, and I'm like, that's BS, bro. That's like they hate me. So that's just what I got in my head. What about y'all? How y'all feel about the refs?
Man, I got a technical for yelling at myself. I remember we were playing Erla, Lala, your old team. I missed a shot. I was just like, come on, Peyton. I probably said a bad word. But the ref thought I was talking to him. And I was like, bro, I'm talking to myself. And he blew me. Like, you don't even speak English. So I don't know. That really just made me mad. But that's probably the worst thing I think I've experienced. And he told me no more talking during the game. I was like, can I talk to my teammates? He was like, only about the game. I was like, okay.
I mean, what else were you going to talk about? The makeup party?
Right. Like, what else am I going to talk about?
Sir.
So, yeah. That's all I got.
When I see that Marie, what about you?
I mean, I personally never had an issue with the refs as far as like them calling something on me or like getting on me about something. I think my first year I got more calls than I did this year. But I feel like this year they know me better. And so
They must have put a timer on her Wi-Fi.
They said, oh, she's live. Cut it off. Shut it off. What in the world? Okay. Kyra. Oh, wait, hold on. There she go. Hold on.
Oh, there she go.
Go ahead.
I don't know what all y'all heard.
They said, shut her down.
No, I've never had like an issue with the ref. I mean, maybe them turning a blind eye to what other like Turkish players do. Cause like last year a girl had pulled me by my braids while I was trying to run and get a ball. Like dead ass shit, he yanked my shit. And I just didn't call nothing at all. And so, I mean, she was trying to get me kicked out the game for sure. But I got my lick back. But I've never had like a real issue with the ref,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
I had this one. It was recently too. It wasn't in Turkey. It was in Slovakia. But the ref called a double dribble on me. It was like the ball went out. Kai, remember this? Me and Kai are on the same team, by the way. So the ball was going out of bounds, right? I run to get it. I catch it. I stop. I look to see who I can pass it to, and like nobody's really open. So I took one dribble. He gonna call the whistle, talking about double dribble. I said I didn't dribble. He said, "Oh, sorry."
So you gonna give me my possession back?
No, you didn't just say sorry and thought that was okay. Yeah, I was shook it. How dare you? Like, sir, it's easy to tell somebody double dribble. It was legit a rebound. It was slow too. Rebound. Look, okay, one dribble. Hold it on me. I'm just like, y'all just hate me. Okay, go ahead. Go do your thing. Yeah. So, agencies. How many agencies have you been with? And do you think this is a question, is it a bad thing if somebody has been through different agencies? That's that question first. So is it a bad thing if somebody has been through different agencies?
Well, I'm on my second agency right now. My first one I kept for a few years. I decided to switch because they weren't getting the job done that I thought that they should be doing. At the end of the day, they're working for me. I'm not working for them. So therefore, I needed them to be more productive. I needed them to talk to more teams. They didn't have the connections that I wanted or that I needed for myself. So I left them. Do I think it's a bad idea? No, because at the end of the day, it's all a business, and they have multiple clients. So once you leave, they're just going to pick up another one. But I wouldn't sacrifice my career worried about people saying you switch these agencies, because at the end of the day, you may find someone better. So I took a chance this season and I went to a different agency, and so far so good. But I don't think it's a bad idea because, like I said, at the end of the day, they work for you and they're still going to collect their paychecks. So you need to make sure that they're doing what they need to do for you so that you can collect yours. Because if they're not going to get paid from you, they're going to get paid from Sam, Harry, and Sarah. So therefore, you have to look out for yourself.
Yeah, it's a business. And you said, what year is it? What year is this?
This is my 5th year.
In your second agency. Okay.
Yeah.
Peyton.
Yeah, so this is my 5th year. Second agency, I actually switched about a year ago, actually. Tiara said something really important. Your agencies work for you. And when I started realizing that I was doing more for myself than my agents, I was just like, okay, I gotta go, because like my last 2 jobs, I found them. Like my agency didn't find them. So that was like just kind of my confirmation that it was time to switch. It's not a bad thing if you feel like you're not in a good situation or a good fit, because these agencies have other people that they're representing. And yeah, that was like my major thing. And just someone that, if I reached out to them, if I called them, if I texted them about a problem, how quick are you going to move to like fix this situation? And that was something I wasn't getting with the other people that I was with. So you just want somebody who's working for you, that's going to fight for you. And if you feel like you're not getting that, then move on to the next.
All right. What about you, Kai?
I think the biggest thing for me is just reminding myself, like I'm a relationships person, but I had to learn for myself that just because you have a relationship with somebody, you still have to do what's best for you at the end of the day, regardless of if you like the person or not. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's supposed to keep away from your family on your own. And if it's not a good situation, like they're with their family in America or wherever they're at. If they're taken care of, they don't have to worry about what if they have to get home. They don't have to worry about if something pops off in that country and trying to figure stuff out. So at the end of the day, I think it's business. You gotta look out for yourself.
Marie?
I've only signed with one. I haven't changed. I think the main thing I was looking for in my agency was like a great connection with the person I signed with. And so we kind of lined up our goals in life, and what we wanted to do was like, not me, I just didn't want to play basketball. I wanted like to build an empire with basketball, you know? And so he kind of saw my vision. I feel like he can get me there, where whether it be like what I would do after I'm done playing, making sure like I'm still established. And I think that's something big that I looked for, and that's what we really connected on. So that's my kind of story with him, my agency.
For me, this is my second year, and I've been with the same agency. I love my agency. They communicate great, always checking up on me. Really genuine people, and yeah. So I haven't switched or anything. I don't plan on switching. We're real cool. So, and I also, one thing for me is when I was choosing agencies, I asked around. So I did a lot of my own research, and then I found what or who the agencies represented, the players, and I went to go ask like, hey, I saw that you so and so represented you. How are they? And then people were being real. They was like, yo, you don't want to sign with this man. He's crazy. He's too busy. He don't communicate, but he does have connects. And somebody else is like, another agency, they're like, this guy is really cool, communicates well, da 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 blah blah. And so he matched me better. So I went with him, and that was that.
One thing I want to add about agencies basically is that, so when you go to these different countries, they have partner agencies within these countries. Most of these partner agencies work closely with these teams. One thing that I will add is that if you have a problem with your team, don't go to your partner agent, that works within that team or that country, because most of the time they're going to give you the advice that fits the team, not the advice that fits you. An example, my first year in Turkey, my team was awful, god awful. I ended up leaving, going to a different team. I was reporting my problems to my Turkish agent, as you could say, the partner. Yeah. And, shortly I found out everything that he was telling me was just to benefit this team. So fast forward, I talked to one of my friends, and she told me like, yo, when you have a problem, you go directly to your agent. Don't go to this man because he's only telling you things that benefit. Fast forward to now, my agent works out of Spain, but I have a Turkish partner. He's excellent. Like, he does what is needed for me. Not all of them are like that. You just have to pay attention to how they treat you or how they talk to you and how they try to guide you during certain situations when it comes to payments, when it comes to team treatment, when it comes to them falling within their contracts. You just have to listen. If they're more so worried about the team, you end that conversation and you go straight to your main agent. Don't really go back and forth with them, the partner agent. Like my regular agent and my partner agent, they're both great. Like, if I have a problem, I can either go to either one because they get right to the problem. They try to fix what's wrong. But like I said, most of them work for the team. They work within the team. They're friends with the owners of the team, the coaches. So if you have a real problem and you go to them first and they're not trying to solve it, in the conversation, go straight to your agent. Because like I said, at the end of the day, they're getting paid for this. So they need to correct these problems.
Yeah. For sure. I know a lot of agents in Turkey, they have like American players and Turkish players that they represent. And if something's not going right, then they'll, I don't know, I don't really know like for sure, but I feel like the team pays them off of like the players that they have within that league, I feel like. So like if they have, because there'll be like agencies that have like 4 or 5 players on like 2 different teams with the same agent, and like he's managing, all of them and stuff like that. So of course he doesn't want to lose. He'd rather lose a client or lose an athlete than to lose his relationship with the team, because that means he'll lose 5, because he represents so many other people. So that's a big thing.
That's why you have to find that agent that works within the city that has multiple contacts, multiple players, multiple teams. Like my agent now, he has almost every player in this league, Super League, whatever you want to call it. So him losing one team won't hurt him. So he's really about his players. And I think another thing that makes him so much about his players is because his wife is also a player here in Turkey. So, you know, he knows like the in and outs because of his wife, you know, so I mean, I'm not sure if he represents her, but he knows like how it feels, or he can see how it feels if she comes home and she's talking about her mistreatment, her missed payment, you know, so he can take all of those things into consideration. Like, I wouldn't want someone else to go through it. And I think that's the biggest thing for my Turkish agent. He can see all of that. And like I said, it doesn't matter if I text this man at 12 a.m., like, I got to get off this team. This is happening. This is happening. He will call me like, T, I'm on it. And he's been doing that all season. If I say, oh, my lights are out or my Wi-Fi is not working, my lights are on fixed just like that, which I haven't had those problems. Let me disclaimer, I have not had those problems, but I'm just saying he's right on it.
You gotta have your agent gotta have a little thug in him. You gotta
listen. He does not care about anything. Like, so the team that I'm currently playing on, my agent is best friends with the general manager. He's friends with my assistant coach. I had like a slight problem. Peyton, we talked about this. I had like a slight problem. He went straight to it. And when I say got right to it, it was no, oh, da 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 da. No, he cut right to the skin of it. And then when the president tried to get sassy with him, it was a done deal. Like, he was telling him basically, you either gonna do this or this is what we're gonna do. You know, you got to pick and choose your battles. Basically, is what he told him. And this is a battle you're not gonna win. So he got with it.
Yeah. Word of advice to the people that want to play professionally. Sometimes you don't have to speak. Just talk to my agent about it, because they represent you and you ain't got to deal with that stress. If teams are trying to bullshit you and stuff and not really like give you what you need, and you've been telling them constantly, hey, I need this, hey, I haven't had this yet, blah blah blah. Get your agent to speak to them, and that, I think it'll go way smoother, because sometimes they be trying to, like, I don't know, they just like don't respect the players as much. But when your agent steps in, it's like, hey, the contract says this, you need to do it, or this gonna happen, and then they get to it right quick. So make sure just go through your agent and save your time. That
is true. But if you do decide to talk to the management, get a paper trail. Don't get anything face to face. You get proof of what they're saying. Get in a message, a voice note. If you have a problem or you tell them something, don't do it face to face. What I do is I wait till I get home, I send a message, and there's my paper trail, and I keep everything. If they decide to delete the message, you wasted your time. I already screenshot it and sent it to my email.
Yeah.
I feel you on that one. All right, so the next question is, when it comes to injuries, how does that work? Because like you guys said, this is a business, and when you're injured on a team, what has your experience been? If you had any injuries, please name them, and then what was the experience like, or any experience that you have witnessed with anybody else playing professionally? Who would like to start?
I'll go. I'm gonna knock on wood. I haven't had any serious injuries. I've had little minor, little problems from. Because, I mean, I don't know how anybody else's goes, but when I play, it's like a full-on tackle session. They feel like they have to tackle me to play defense. So I've had injuries like that. I'll give an example. When I was playing at Botosh, I loved it there. But when I was playing there, we were playing this team called Martin. And I hit the ground extremely hard. Like, my knee, like, smashed to the ground. I thought my career was over at that moment.
Oh, wow.
But I have a high pain tolerance, and that may not be for everyone. With that, I did finish out the game, but after that, my coaches were so concerned, so caring. They let me rest. They catered to my injuries. It was never a thought like, oh, we have to, replace her because she hit her knee. So now maybe she won't be able to go, full speed. They actually tried to make sure I was okay. They offered rehab. They were like, you can sit out a few days and then see how it goes. If you can't play, you can sit this game out and everything will be fine. So that was one thing that I really respected about Botosh. They actually cared for me as a person when I got injured. And like some other teams I've been on, like, for example, some of my teammates can come in and say, oh, I'm on my period, I'm cramping. They get to sit out. But I can walk in with an eye patch, a boot, a neck brace, and they're like, "Can you practice today?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like it's like I said, every team is different. Some teams will make sure that you are okay, and some teams are like, "Oh, put some ice on it after practice, you're okay." So you just have to, I guess, you just have to gauge where you're playing and see how they care, because some of them, if you're injured, they will replace you fast, and you won't even know it. You'll be looking up, and your replacement will be laying in the same room as you, and you won't even know it. So I guess you just have to check the temp of the team that you're on. Every team is not the same. That I can say. They are not the same when it comes to injuries. Some of them actually care about you as a person, which is a great, organization to be a part of.
For real. For real. Marie, what about you? You ever had any injuries or anything like that?
Yeah, so compared to last year, it's like night and day. So like this year, I was sick before I played ULala. Remember I told you I got sick and I had to go to the hospital, like for like IVs and stuff. But I was sick that whole week right after we had another game, and the team, like my coaches knew, and I had to practice that whole week. I went to the hospital maybe 2 days before the game, a day or two before the game, and I still had to play. There was no questioning like, oh, do you want to sit out? Are you okay? It was like, go to the hospital, come back, go to practice next day. So that was kind of my story then. And then I played Tiara. I played her, and I rolled my ankle.
Oh wow.
And I rolled it, sat out. My coach came up to me. You okay? I was like, I mean, it hurts, but yeah. Okay, you're going back in the game. And so I was going back in and out, and it was a close game. And so I ended up rolling it again, and they sat me out again. And he said, if the score doesn't change, if we're not winning by this point, you're going back in the game. There was no asking me. It was like, you're gonna go back in. Simple as that. I saw my foot and everything. And so like last year, I had like my eye was like kept bothering me. And they said, you know what, just sit out for practice. It's okay. Like, and it was just a contact issue. So it was like night and day, totally different things. I mean, not saying they don't care for me over here, but it's like they have their priorities,
Yeah.
So
I learned real quick because I had like this ankle sprain was like a mid-foot ankle sprain. I've never experienced it in my life. It was horrible. The swelling was bad. I twisted my ankle, and the next day I got up and thought I could walk, and I couldn't. I was legit in tears, just trying to go to the bathroom. And I text my coach like, "Yo, I need to go to the doctor ASAP." And he was like, "You gotta wait till Monday. It's the weekend, blah blah blah." And I'm like, I know the hospital's open. Like, I just need to get an X-ray or something because I think my foot is broke. I'm in pain. I don't have medicine. I don't have crutches. Like, can y'all do something? He's like, you got to wait. So anyways, I ended up not waiting. And the manager took me to the hospital. I had these X-rays taken of my foot. The manager looks at the computer and says, "You're good." And I said, "Excuse me, sir. I don't think this is your job. I don't think this is your profession to say that I'm okay because I don't believe you. How you gonna look at the X-ray and say, do you study this?" No. Okay. So then I was like, you know what? Send me the picture. So I contacted every single trainer, anybody that I knew that worked in hospitals, and I found a couple of people that could read the X-ray. They're like, "Okay, yeah, you're good." One person was like, "You might want to look into this. It might look like a fracture." So I looked closer into it, asked more people, and they're like, "I can see why they think that that's a fracture, but it's not. You're okay." So I was good, but still, I said, I'm not gonna take that man's word because he wants anything that's good for the team, So now that the coach knew that my foot wasn't broke, we go before practice. The team meets in the middle and everything. And he was like, it was Tuesday. He was like, "Yeah, Lala will be playing on Thursday." I said, "Ha!" and laughed. He was livid, turned red in the face, just like so mad. And I'm just like, what is he mad for? And he didn't speak English, so my teammate's translating. And she was like, basically, that he didn't like that you said you weren't going to play. I said, "I'm not. What do you mean? You can't force me to play nothing." So So later she explained to me, like, if I was a Turkish player, they would have risked their life to play just to please the coach. Like, if they're hurt, they would play. If their ankle, like, if they can walk a little bit, they can play. I was like, I can't even walk correctly. What makes you think I'm going to try to start running? That's out. So then after that, he was like, go to the physio. We're going to take you to the physio or whatever. Takes me to the physio, and, like, the manager is talking to her and stuff in a different language, in Turkish, of course. I don't know what's going on. So she comes, she presses on my ankles, like, does this hurt? Does this hurt? Does this hurt? I was in tears because the lady was pushing on my ankle so bad, and I had just twisted it. I'm like, yes, bro, that hurts. And then so she goes to talk to the coach in Turkish, and then he leaves, and then I talked to her. I was like, the coach is trying to make me play on Thursday. Y'all, like, do you think I can play? I wasn't gonna play, but I just want to know what she was saying. I was testing her, and she was like, it's pretty bad, but you can try if you want to play. You can try. I think you can do it. And I'm just like, see, that's how I know they try to talk you into that BS because you work for the team. So he probably was like, tell her that she can do it. No, like, listen to your body no matter what. It is never that serious to play in a game because you can seriously injure yourself and reap the benefits years on and never heal correctly. Like, never try to please somebody based off of the injury. So it was really bad for me. Kai, you had any injuries or any experiences like this?
Nothing too serious. Like recently, I had like a bad ankle sprain, but like this week has been really good as far as just like if you can't do it, just get out. And they just trust me to do what I need to do in order to rehab and get back. So it's been like a really good process, and as far as like resources, they provided it. It's like compared to Turkey though, it was very different, like total opposite actually. I had COVID and I was out for 10 days, like couldn't do anything. And that 11th day, we played you luck. We played you, and there was not even a question. It was like I didn't practice, I didn't do anything on that 11th day. Like, there you're playing. So straight off of COVID, played in the game. And like I'm gassed, obviously, like, but I'm like asking for a sub. He's like not a
They
time.
don't believe in subs.
No,
They don't
he
believe
said
in subs.
no.
Bro,
That's the one. They don't believe in subs.
they do not. So yeah, it's like night and day here too.
No worries. Peyton?
Knock on wood, nothing major or like season ending for me. But my rookie year, I do remember there was a little instance. The janitor people were like mopping the floor before our practice. No, it was during our practice, like on the out of bounds area. And I went to like try and save this ball, and I had a really bad slip on the ground and my knee got messed up, and
Lord.
yeah, and it was really bad. They took me to get an x-ray, but it was my knee. I was like, I need an MRI. Like, x-ray's not gonna do anything. I didn't break a bone. And they refused to do the MRI because it was expensive. And that was just really crazy to me. I was like, y'all really aren't gonna just check to make sure. Like, I couldn't walk or anything. But it ended up being okay. It wasn't too serious. My pain tolerance is not strong, so it wasn't serious. But just, if you have a doctor at home that you can talk to, always send your stuff to them. I always contact them and show them everything, because I really, like Lala said, I don't trust these doctors here 100%. Like, they're just trying to do what's best for the team. And just some advice I will add, like, in my contracts, I always say, like, if there's an injury that happens during the season, like, you still got to pay me regardless. And just make sure any of the contracts, for anybody watching, make sure that's in there, that, let's say I get hurt tomorrow, you still owe me my salary.
Yeah. Like, I have a CD, like, my sister's a doctor, so I have a CD. And so anytime I go to the doctor, I ask for that CD copy. I immediately, run it and send it to my sister. She looks over it. Once she gives me that okay, I'm good. Like recently, I mean, I'm playing with a bummed out hand right now. Marie, don't remember that. But I'm playing with like a bummed out hand right now. And so they kept telling me like nothing's wrong, you're okay. So I went. They were like, "Oh, it's just a little bruise, man." I sent it to my sister. She was like, "Yo, your capsule is damaged." She was like, "I don't know how they can't see. It's clear as day." And so I'm just like, okay. So I've been like dead and icing it.
Hold on. There's an echo.
Yeah.
Plug it in.
Yeah, yours echo. Hello. Is the
Okay.
echo going?
It's good now.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, I just sent her that CD and she looked at it and she was like, "Your thumb capsule is like basically damaged." She was like, "Just be careful, ice." She's like, "You don't have to rest, but I would just say wrap it." But luckily, I sent it to her so that she was able to, because they're just like, "Oh, it's just a little, ache from getting hit by a ball." And I tried to explain to them I didn't get hit by a ball, I got tackled. So therefore, that wasn't the case. But yeah, I would just say make sure you have like someone back home. Sometimes, like my first my first season, I used to send them to my actual agent, and he would send it out to like a doctor that he knew that would work with the agency sometimes. So I would send it to him, and he would okay it. But now that my sister is a full blown doctor, I just send it to her for free.
That's a blessing.
Most definitely. Because sometimes I'm like, you say this, but my body say different. So let me get a second opinion. Which like I said, I haven't had any like instances where, it's just been like complete BS. Because like I said, when I was at Botosh, those doctors were immaculate. Like if I had pain, they would like look at the x-ray. And if the x-ray said nothing, they would be like, or the MRI or whatever. If it said nothing, they would go deeper, like, okay, let's try this. Let's look at this. Let's do this. Let's do that. And the team was on board for it because, most teams that care about their organization and care about more than winning, or if they want to actually win, they actually try to take care of that problem. They don't want it to, keep going on and on, because especially if you are their main player, what can you do without your main player?
Yeah.
So they just really they actually took great care of me for 2 years.
That's dope. And that's one thing that's really I think is important for people to know, that when you're an American and you go and play overseas, they expect you to be the leading scorer. They expect you to lead the team. They expect you to be Superman. So when you go there, don't think it's like, oh, I might start, I might not start, or when they want you, they're hiring you to use you. So it's not gonna be no easy nothing. It's a lot of pressure that comes with it a lot of times, and sometimes you get blamed for things that's not even your fault. But because you're the American and you're supposed to be the best player on the team, you probably are the best player on the team, but it's like you need 5 people, to work with you in order to get a dub. And sometimes it doesn't happen like that, so all the pressure is put on you. And
especially when you are that only foreign player on that team. Like, you don't even have to be American. If you're playing in Croatia and you are the only Russian or Turkish player or Slovakian or American on that team, they expect that 10 times higher than you, especially if you are the only one. So if you are foreign in any country and you are playing on a team, no matter where you're from, they're going to expect like that high, like, I guess, average from you. Like, they're going to expect 10 times more from you. And you couldn't be out there and you have given everything in your body. They want you to pull the souls out of your teammates and add that to your body because they want you to keep going.
They want you to be consistent with it as well. You could have a 20 point game and 18 rebounds. The next game you got 13. They're like, what's going on? What's wrong with you? It's like, bruh, I can't pass the ball to myself. Like, sometimes it don't happen your way. Sometimes it don't happen how you want it to. And then it's just like, kind of seems like it's your fault because you're the American. You got to make some shake regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, be ready to take the blame. They may not tell you directly, but be ready.
Yeah. Kai, you're a point guard. All of the rest of us are post players. So how does it feel like as a point guard or a shooting guard when it comes to like being an American overseas for all the guards?
I mean, just like with like limited experience that I've had overseas, it's different. Like sometimes I feel bad for y'all because y'all gotta have somebody that can actually give you the ball. Like the ball's already in my hand, so like what I do with it, like I do with it. Y'all actually gotta like go get the ball, or even if y'all are open, y'all probably might not get the ball. So I definitely feel for y'all sometimes. I try and get you the ball, though, like
I love you. I
um,
appreciate you.
but yeah, no, it's different. Like when I was in Turkey, being face guarded 94 feet isn't fun, but I was in great shape. I mean, that's about it. I don't know. It's different. That's all. That's the only way I can put it. I would say like having teammates that can shoot helps a lot because it spreads out the floor. Or like teammates that know how to move without the ball and don't just like sit and like there. Um, that's helpful. But it's just a little bit different.
I feel you on that. Marie, you want to add anything? Or you good?
As far as just playing,
Yeah, as far as just like being the American on a team.
oh yeah, like you're definitely like the go-to person. Like I don't know how many times during a game they won't even call a play. They give me the ball and say, "Marie, 1-on-1, go." Like and just like that, I just gotta do whatever with what I have. And so, I mean, it's stressful, but you definitely grow a lot. Like you get better as a player because like you're put in situations where it's like they're depending on you, and you push yourself to pull through for them. So it's a bittersweet thing. I mean, it's hard work, but like you've already put in so much hard work to get here. Like, what's the point of stopping? Like, you just push through.
Yeah, I know, and it'd be 40 minutes of hell.
Girl, in 40 minutes, no sub. Ooh.
Tell me about it. 40 minutes. Like this is like in my other seasons, I've at least gotten like a 5-minute break, maybe even a 10-minute break. I've been lucky. But this season, literally 40, 40, 40, 38, 39, 39, 40, 40, 40. And I'm like, now I see why now my body is crying when I wake up in the morning.
Yep.
And it's not like I'm just going out there running up and down the court. I'm being hit, I'm being pushed, I'm being slapped. Everything that you can name, it's happening.
And your name is being called for every play.
Tell me
play
about
your name
it.
is being called.
There's not been one time I haven't gotten on the court and I haven't heard T early, T. I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm just changing my name.
Think of it.
Like literally, I don't know. Like we watched a film, a clip, and I laughed at it. We won the game, luckily.
Yeah.
But at the time, my coach was calling my name, guys. I kid you not. I looked at myself and I literally turned to this man and said, "I don't speak English," and I kept going because your girl was tired. And so after the game, we won, and then he was like, "T, do you speak English now?" I'm like, "Yep." What you want to do?
Yup. What
Like,
about you, Peyton? Peyton, yo, I gotta say something about Peyton. So we all played against each other. For those who are watching, Peyton is a track star. I can't play against that girl. When I tell you, man, and she be getting the steals at the top of the key, you just be going. I'm like, you go ahead. I'll be right behind her. Go ahead.
she really do run it, and she be so perky with it. I'm like, girl, if you don't take one of the Ritalin pills and calm down,
Whoa,
she be so perky.
I ain't never seen Peyton tied on the floor. She just energized buddy. Just got it. Go. And
For
her teammates
real.
are so like, they with her, man. I'm just like, must be.
Look, that side look like.
And
Man,
Turkey, I was so jealous. I was like, this girl working her ass off, and her teammates are with her. Peyton, please tell us, how do you do it? What is the secret?
all I'm gonna say is like when I first got here, I knew y'all know Peyton is not a center. Like so when I first got here, it was just like what did y'all expect? So like I really just had to like change my game because our coach really was expecting like a back to the basket post player. And I just knew I didn't want to lose my job. So I was just like, I just got to figure out how to like, you know, do what I do and do what he wants. But it's just tough. Like one thing for me is just I know I'm gonna just run regardless. I'm gonna run and run and run. But every year has been really different as far as the roles. But this one has been like the toughest challenge. Like going against Tierra, Lala, Sasha, Kelly Kane. Oh my gosh, played against Kelly Kane the other day. That was I'm tired. I'm tired.
I haven't gotten that far yet because she
Good luck.
wasn't there.
Good luck for anybody that's playing her. Good luck. But you know, it's bittersweet. All of it is bittersweet at the end of the day. Like you grow so much when you come over here doing new things that you aren't used to doing. So, you know, I'm grateful. So yeah.
That's what's up. That is what's up. Have y'all ever no, actually, let's talk about the mental strength you have to have just to be a professional athlete in anything, but we're talking about basketball right now. So to play overseas, the mental, like, let's talk about that because I feel like because college is different. You know, you deal with the coaches and you're competing for your spot and on the team and things like that. But like here, you're the star player because you're the American. They expect you to do everything and anything that you can't do, you're still supposed to do it. And then there's the communication barriers and there's like the different types of food and not many people speak English. So a lot of times, you know, you'll go out with your teammates and they'll be talking to each other, having a great time, and you just chilling, you know. But me, I had earphones and music, so I was in my happy place. I was on FaceTime. I was good. And they be talking to me. Once they was like, what? I was like, I don't really, yeah. You know, it's like mentally, and then you have a lot of time alone as well. So I think like mentally, like 1 out of 10, your mental got to be probably a 7. A 6, you barely making it through, but a 7, like average, like it's cool. But like for me, my mental got to be 8 or 9 if I'm gonna be happy, because there's been times where like I would just like F it, you feel me? Like y'all don't care, why should I? You feel me? Like I'm trying to go. I'm trying to get out of here. And that's when I talked to my agent and he's like, I got you. So that part. So what do you guys think? Marie, let's start with you. Your mental. Like what do you think about like how strong does somebody's mental have to be in order to be a professional basketball player?
I definitely think like around the 7, 8 range. My first year, it was like a big shock. Like my first couple months, I was so depressed because I felt all this pressure on me. Like I had to be the one scoring 20 points a game, getting 15 plus rebounds, all this stuff, and make it an average. And then the language barrier, not being able to have someone to talk to about what I'm feeling, and like they fully understand without having to go through Google Translate and all that, you know? And so not having my family to support me, it was hard. And then, I mean, I kind of just got to a point where it's just like, you know what? You're in a different country. Not many people get this experience. And you kind of like, God has me, and I just have to go with what he has for me and just be myself. That's all I can be is myself. Like they can take it or leave it. And I can do what I came here to do, being me. And that kind of helped me through the rest of that year and then coming to this year. But I think playing overseas, it definitely makes you grow mentally as a person. Like you grow, like you mature so much. And now I love the experience of playing overseas and meeting new people, going new places. So.
Kai, what about you when it comes to the mental stability overseas?
Yeah, I mean, I would echo everything that y'all say. One of the biggest things this year, or like one of the hardest things, was the time change and having to wait till 3 o'clock my time to even talk to my peoples, hoping that they're up. So that was really hard. But one thing I've like constantly had to remind myself is to just control what you can control. Because you can be doing your job and they can still want to replace you. So at the end of the day, like just control what you can control, and then also like being alone and having so much time, like y'all said, just like taking it as an opportunity to grow, not only mentally, but like for me, it was big, like spiritually, like emotionally, and just different things, and just trying to work on myself, like career-wise, students outside of basketball and exploring things. Um, it's been like it's actually been really helpful. So, like at first, I'm not gonna lie, the first week I cried every single night, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this, but stuck it out and eventually just embraced it, and I think I'm better.
Is your laptop sitting on something? Because it's like it's supposed to. It was cool at first, and then it came back.
Ooh.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is. Peyton, how you feeling about this mental stability? How was your
I think it's really important to just, take care of your mental health when you're over here. It's a lot of alone time.
Yeah.
And just, you deal with a lot of things by yourself. So just making sure you have those people that you can contact, find that time to talk to people during those, rough times. But for me, like just a lot of like meditation, a lot of prayer, reading, and those things usually get me through those times, and obviously talking with my family. But it gets better over the years. The first few years was like just it was rough because I just didn't really know how to handle that stuff. But now, I know when it's coming and just, what I need to do. But everybody's different and they deal with things differently. But at the end of the day, it makes you stronger, like 100%. And, you don't want to miss out on these amazing opportunities. So just continue to keep pushing and keep fighting. So, yeah.
What about you, T?
Mentally, you have to be extremely strong. And I say that because even though you are here playing, your life doesn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Life back home doesn't cease because you're here. Speaking from experience, mentally, you have to be strong. Law knows, Kyra knows. Midway through one of my seasons, my brother was killed. So mentally, I had to pick myself up again and pull myself through to finish that season. And a part of me, when that happened, wanted to just quit everything. I truly wanted to just call it quits because mentally I had checked out. But like they said, luckily you have to have someone there to help you push through. Once again, I go back to Botosh because this happened last season, January 15th, 2021. I got a call in the middle of the night that my brother was killed. So I immediately lost my mind, because at the end of the day, that was my big brother. That was like my best friend. So mentally, I checked out. Like, I got up the next day, tried to go on about myself like nothing had happened. But as soon as I stepped into that gym, I broke down. Like, it was nothing that anyone around me could say or do. But luckily, that team, those people, that management, during the video meeting, we had a game. And we had a game a few days later. My coach, me and her were closely assistant. I told her what happened. She told the head coach. Before the head coach even started the meeting, he asked for a pause, and then the general manager came in and pulled me to the side. He came into the room, we talked him and a translator, of course, one of the coaches. And, he's basically telling me like, anything that you need, we're here. Would you like to travel home for the funeral? You can, they allowed me to miss a game. They allowed me to miss practices. They told me I didn't have to practice. They were very supportive, which helped me. They didn't force the idea of you have to play, even though you are probably in one of the darkest times in your life, you have to play. They never forced that on me. So that was another thing that helped. And like when I say I was depressed after that happened, I mean mentally. My teammates, usually I would hang out with them. They're like, T, you want to go? No, I would go after practice. I would go in my house, in my apartment. I would shut off all the lights. I would turn on the TV. My phone was on Do Not Disturb. And I literally would just sit there in the dark and cry from the time I got out of practice to the next day that I woke up. And you could see it on my face when I would go to practice. So my coach would be like, T, just sit here, get your mind. And mind you, the game I played like shit. My coach didn't care. I blew a wide open layup because I wasn't there mentally. When I say wide open, I mean there was no one there. And the only thing my coach did was clap for me and told me that it was okay. He was like, it's okay. Just get back. It's fine. Like, just keep your head, because there's something that I would normally not do. So he knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is mentally, you have to be prepared for everything. You have to train yourself. You have to find time for yourself when you are going through like a mental breakdown, a mental depression. You have to have someone to talk to. You have to have some type of outlet, not just physically. Mentally is very important, because once you get into that dark space, sometimes you feel like, you can't come out of it. And at that time, for months, even sometimes now when I sit in the house and I think about where I was last year and what I was going through, like sometimes I get emotional, because if we're being very candid right then and there, I didn't want to play basketball. I didn't want to live. I didn't want to do anything, because to me, I felt like my life had ended because of my brother. That was literally like one of my best friends. Me and my older brother was super close. So you really have to be ready, because your life does not stop because you're here playing basketball. Nothing is going to freeze. It's not going to stand in time. Nothing. Everything will keep going as continued. So mentally, you have to be ready. You have to find an outlet. You have to find something. Even if you find a random girl that you play in the same league with, find her, talk to her, become friends with her, and then you guys just be there for each other while you're there. You just have to find some type of outlet, because it's not easy at all.
The hardest thing is that you're alone, so you don't have anybody there to support you. Whether you have like teammates or friends or whatever, like that's cool, but your family is thousands of miles away, and the time zones are so different. So for a long part of your day, you're alone. And for me, that's actually kind of worked in my advantage, because I like my own space. I like being by myself. And I grew up with 6 kids and a single mom. So it's like it was always loud. It was always something to do. Somebody chasing somebody, slamming doors, screaming. So I like learned to tune people out real easy. And a lot of times I would like just go up in my room and like play my keyboard or whatever. So I'm really good at finding my peace. But sometimes there is a such thing as too much peace, where you need to get out and travel and just talk to somebody, because like I saw like a TikTok or something, and they're saying how like you can go your whole day without speaking because you live by yourself, so just like I ain't said a word in like 9 hours, you feel me? So for me, the alone time and stuff, it's good, but at the same time it can be too much when you need somebody to talk to, when you need somebody to at that time though, because everybody sleep. It might be like 10 a.m. where you are, and 2 a.m. where everybody else is in America. It's like, dang, I ain't got nobody to talk to. I want to vent right now. I want to talk to somebody right now, but I can't because everybody's asleep. So that's something that's it's been good, but at sometimes it's like difficult for me. Like, I want to speak to somebody, but I gotta wait like 5 hours. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's hard. Like I said, you just have to really find that outlet. You have to find some way to keep yourself there mentally, because we're here for 8 months, and for 8 months you're playing, you're practicing, you're traveling. Sometimes you're losing out on sleep because these games get close. It gets crucial, and you don't have as much time to yourself as you would like. So you have to find something. Even that's why most of the time I write in my journal. My journal is my way to vent. If it's something that I don't want to vent to other people at that time because mentally I'm not there to do it, I write it in my journal. Later, I go back and read it. There's sometimes I will even sit with my camera and I will record a video of myself when I am mentally down. And I will tell myself everything that I need to hear and that I want to hear that I'm not listening to at that moment. And later, I will go back and I will rewatch that video and I will remember that time and I will remember those words that I said to myself. And I will pick myself back up sometimes because sometimes you don't want to talk to people. So you just have to find some type of way to get yourself out of that depression or that dark space that you're in, especially being in a different country for sometimes 8 months. If you make it to playoffs, like what we're all going through right now, you will be here for maybe an extended month, maybe. No one knows. So you have to pick yourself up for that 6, 7, 8, 9 month stint that you're going to be away. You just have to find a way.
And the closer it gets to like home, the longer it seems like it takes, man.
Yes.
3 weeks, 6 weeks, guys. And like these days going by so slow, boy. I'm just like, yo, it's crazy. But like when I think about it, the season has gone by pretty fast for me. Though I've been on 2 teams, but it's like it's gone by pretty fast. But now when it comes down to like the last couple of weeks, it's so slow. And I'm like, should I pack or should I wait?
But you know what's crazy for me? It's the opposite. I felt like it took me forever to get to this end of the season. And now the days are blowing by because last week we were like, okay, we have to play this week. And now I'm like, okay, today we travel to start playoffs on Wednesday. And so I'm like, damn, did the days really fly by like that? So the beginning of the season, it took forever to get here.
Oh, y'all games back to back. Well, that's the thing. Ours,
I want to say they're about 2 or 3 days apart. That I'm not sure. I know we play Wednesday.
I think it's like Wednesday, Saturdays.
Okay.
It's actually going to go pretty fast.
It is.
They try to put 2 weeks. They try to schedule our semifinals 2 weeks. 2 weeks in between. We was going to practice for 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's enough.
But then
that's like a whole other season.
Yo, I would have spazzed for real. Next question. What was your so I know we've been talking about kind of like not really the negative, but like the cons of like being overseas. So let's shine a little light to the positive when it comes to like traveling and meeting new people, learning the culture, in the food, the clubs, and things like that. So what was one of your most memorable moments that being a pro hooper has granted you? That's a question somebody asked. Peyton.
That's a good question. I think my most memorable moment is, I've really had good experiences, so it's kind of hard to just pick one. But I've just really enjoyed like all the friends that I've met. Like this year has been so special despite, the ups and downs. Like my group of girls, my teammates that I'm really close with have really helped me through some rough times. And we've been able to help each other. So I really love just the fact that when I travel to these different countries, the people that I meet, I'm really big on relationships and forming those bonds. But another thing I would add, from my experiences is, I really like to eat food, and just the food over here has been just amazing. Everywhere I've gone, like the cuisine, all the traditional cuisines have just been so good. So yeah.
You like that donor, the East in there?
Huh?
The East in there? There? That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So good.
What about you, Marie? What's one of your most memorable moments overseas? It don't have to be Turkey. It could be anywhere. Well,
girl, I'm only playing in Turkey.
Yeah. that was the general like thing for everybody. You don't want to Turkey.
Definitely the people last year COVID hit, couldn't really do anything. This year I'm in Rize, I'm in some mountains. They don't have any like places to go, clubs, nothing. So I would really just say like hanging out with my teammates because you don't have that exterior like go do stuff, have fun, all that stuff. So like you bond more with your teammates.
Yeah.
And so maybe I would say just us getting together and like them teaching me like their traditional dances, and I'm over there teaching them the bunny hop and keeping it all that stuff. Like, you know, it does all these things. I think that was pretty fun, just like learning a new traditional dance from them, and then them learning something from me. So
Sharing cultures, yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably like my best memory so far.
That's dope. What about you, Kai?
Is there still an echo or I'm good?
No, you good.
I don't hear anything.
Hey.
Um, the biggest thing for me is like I'm a big scenery person. So like seeing like the mountains and experience. I'm from like South Texas, so like seeing snow, I was like, yo, the first thing I bought when I got to Slovakia was boots because I did not have any. So like seeing that and like now like I love it. Like it's so pretty to me. Being by water and being able to just like take trips, like being overseas, like traveling is so much cheaper than it is in America. So just like taking advantage of that. And like when I was in Turkey, I went to like so many different places whenever we had off days. So just like being safe, of course, but also like just adventuring, exploring, and doing things that I wouldn't have done if I didn't come overseas. So.
Thanks. What about you, P? What's your most memorable moment? You've been to a lot of places, so.
I have. My most memorable moment, I would say, was when I played in Israel. Israel is very, very beautiful. I got to go like in the desert. I got to go to the prayer wall. I got to see a lot of different things. So it was a really it was an eye opener. Israel is so beautiful. So if you ever have a chance to go, even if you don't play there, just to go visit, like it's so pure and so beautiful in so many different ways. And this may sound crazy, but I went to the Diamond District, where they pure cut the diamonds. And it was the most beautiful thing ever. Like, it was amazing. Now, if you want to buy those diamonds, you must have money like Bill Gates. But if you want to look at the diamonds, you can have money like yourself. Like me, like you, like yourself. But if you want to buy those, you're going to need some Bill Gates money. But it was a very nice experience. I got to witness them pray. I got to actually write my own prayer and put it into the wall. It was very beautiful. So nice. It was probably one of my most memorable. But I would think like meeting new people has also been great because I've met people in Bulgaria, Israel, Montenegro, Serbia that I will never forget and that I'm still close to this day. Even in Turkey, I've met them and I cherish their friendships very deeply. So it's been different.
That's really dope that you went to Israel your first year. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, I was nervous. Don't get me wrong. Now I was freaking the hell out. It's hot. Don't go to Israel and think you gonna wear a hoodie or something. You're gonna be burnt into the sand because it's hot.
Oh Lord.
If it gets cold during the winter, you can still walk out in some sandals, maybe. But it's hot. It's very, very, very hot there. And you have to be ready to walk because, guys, it was 68 steps to get to my front door. That's just to get to the front door. 68. And yes, I counted because I had to walk them every day.
Wait a damn minute.
Yeah.
How? Wait, what?
It was.
What were you living in?
Well, see, okay, so a good thing about Israel is like they have like I don't know how to say it, like everything there is kind of historical. So everything there, like it shapes some type of like monument that's from there or some type of like castle that was built there or something. So my house, it wasn't a replica, but the steps were a replica of that certain like castle or whatever you want to call it. So the steps went up like this all the way up to the top, 68.
Oh
Mm-mm.
Lord.
You walk them
So
steps.
but listen, when I got inside, my room was still upstairs.
Oh, hell no.
Mm-mm.
And that
Mm-mm.
no elevator. Don't ask me for no elevator because there wasn't no elevator.
Mm-mm.
Jesus.
So it's crazy because one night we were going out just to have drinks or whatever because I live with some of my teammates, and one of my teammates fell down those steps and do and she had to go back up and change. And mind you, let me tell you, this is how many steps there are. It's raining outside. She slides down these steps. There's mud on the back of her pants. You know, she's like, I'm not walking back up these steps. Let's just go to the mall. That's how many steps there are. She did not want to walk back up those steps to change her pants.
Mm.
She would have rather went to the mall. And I understood her pain because that next day I slid down the steps.
Lord, be
So
offended.
I did not want to go back up and change my pants either. So I just took my hoodie and I wrapped it around my waist and boom, I had a new outfit.
Fashion, baby.
Listen, y'all walk up 68 steps every day after going into that practice, running like a track star. Like they have, like in Israel, there's no slowing nothing down. Everything is fast paced. You go up and down the court. There's no slowing down. If you slow it down, the coach thinks you're injured or you're ready to come out. There's no. So we used to practice crazy there, and then you have to go home and you have to walk back to Herzliya or wherever you may live inside of Israel just to get to your house.
I would have
I'm
crawled.
just curious. How did you like bring all your luggage?
Oh,
To your
baby,
house.
don't get me started. Don't get me started. So
Oh,
the first
yeah,
night,
let's talk about the luggage because I got some
y'all,
mistakes.
I had 3 big bags because this is my first year overseas. So I'm nervous. I'm like, what do I get? What do I take? I took almost my whole closet. So when we get there, the coach is like, because my bags and I came separate. Like it was 2 cars because in Israel they do this whole welcome committee, and so it was separate. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So when I came, my coach was like, okay, where's your bag? So, the guy takes out the bag. He's already huffing and puffing. He's like, the coach's like, this is easy. And the guy basically tells him, no, wait for it. He takes out 2 more big bags. And I'm like, okay, I'll take this bag. Y'all, I grabbed my backpack and I put it on my back. And I was like, let's go. And luckily the welcoming committee or whoever they were, they grabbed the bags. So one had the front, one had the back, and they were walking.
Oh my
This guy
God.
walked like 10 steps, and he's like, take a break. And I'm already, so I got his backpack. And I'm like, y'all take a break. I'm up the steps. I'm not coming back down. And so eventually, after 5 to 10 minutes, they got all the luggage upstairs. Now, mind you, I was the first American there. I had 2 more teammates coming. So they had to do the same thing with 2 more teammates. And my teammate, we used to call her like Mumu or whatever. She was already there because she was from Israel. So she was already in the apartment. So when I got there, I got in and she was like, they were sweating, y'all, like sweat dripping everywhere. So she gave them some water and a towel. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad it wasn't me. So then that following day, my teammate Bree arrived. Now, Bree's a fashionista. So Sus had a whole wardrobe campaign. Like she had the whole, you digs. So I was like, I want to see them take this up. And literally round 2. After that, they kept asking my third teammate, like, how many bags do you have? Is it a lot of bags? Like
You got
they
to
were done.
traumatized, yo.
Well, nobody told them to put us up 68 steps. Now imagine walking that every day, 68. And I remember because I counted them because I had to walk them every day. And I never forgot.
Oh, baby.
Like 68 steps is a lot. And the crazy part is it wasn't like those, little tiny steps. The ones that stretch out and then go high.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what it was. Like it started low, it stretched out, got wider, got thicker. And at that point, you're like, basically hopping up the steps. Yes. By the time we got to the top, it was kind of thick. So you had to literally take one leg, put it up, take the other leg, put it up, you on top. Like a box jump when you got to the top.
What in the Stairmaster 3000 is going on over here?
Now I can say after playing there, my legs they was good.
It was on, huh?
Yeah.
Nice and tone.
But one thing I did learn was no matter how in shape you are, when you get to the steps, it feels like you have done nothing. Like you are literally out of breath. So, but Israel is beautiful.
Yo, so let's talk about this luggage thing. I got too many stories. Honestly, knock on wood, I have bad luck with airports, bro. Like horrible. So I still ain't learned my lesson, I guess, when it comes to overpacking. My first year, I had like 3 bags, 3 suitcases, a duffel, and a backpack. And when I left, so shoot, last year, it's only my second year. So last year, I was in 3 countries. I started in Czech Republic, and then I went to Belgium, and then I went to France. And this is my first year, and I got all these bags. And then I did some shopping. Just blah blah. Okay. So this is what happened. All right. So I got 3 suitcases, a duffel, and a backpack. And something happened to where I got to the airport and my bags were too heavy. Like they were over the heavy limit. Because they'll say, like, you can have a bag that's 23 kilograms, but the max is 30, which is like 80 pounds or something like that. I don't know. But it's heavy as hell.
Don't get out here making your own conversions up.
We're not gonna get into these kilograms and all that. But basically the thing was heavy as hell. So the lady was like, I put it on the weigher thing. She was like, oh no, you can't travel with this bag. I was on time for my flight, everything. I was like, what do you mean? But it's like 6:30 in the morning. She was like, you can't have this. You have to get another bag or something, like throw some stuff away. And I was like, I ain't throwing nothing away. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not happening. So then I'm panicking. I called my husband. I was like, I don't know what to do. My agent sleep. I was like, this is not happening again. It's 6:30 in the morning. You're asleep. And I'm in the airport in, where was I? In Russia? Germany? I don't know. But some people didn't speak English, and I'm at the airport. But anyways, so I'm running around looking, like, what can I do? It's too early, so all the shops are closed. There's a luggage store there, but it's closed. They don't open till like 8. It's 6:30. My flight leaves 7, something like that. So anyway, he was like, go in the bathroom and look under the trash bag in the trash can. So sometimes they be leaving like an extra clean trash bag there. So I was like, okay. So I go to the bathroom and there's an extra trash bag there. So I go to the lady, like, can I check this? And she's like, yeah. So I start stuffing everything in there. I just took everything out, like half of stuff out of my suitcase that was heavy, put it in there. So I had like the cart, right? And my stuff was too much for the cart. And I'm just slaving. My bag is hurting. I can't leave my bags, and go to the bathroom. So I'm pushing and going around people and just like the worst. So then I get there and I'm like, okay, I want to check this. She's like, too late. What you mean it's too late? She's like, you can't check it. She's like, you're going to have to get another flight because you still got to go through customs and your plane's going to board in like 15 minutes. There's a long line. You're not going to make it. Bro. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Okay. So I take all my stuff and I ended up staying at the airport for like, I want to say it was more than 10 hours. I want to say 14 hours. I don't know what it was, but like it was a long time until the next flight. So I had to buy another flight. Well, my agent bought another flight for me. I went to the store with the luggage and I bought another suitcase, checked it in when it was time for me to go. And then I get to my last plane ride, and I'm about to get on a plane, and the guy was like, basically, you can't get on the plane because he said I think this is a different time, but he was like, you can't get on the plane because your PCR test says that you were here. It's been more than 24 hours, something like that. I'm like, what? Because I ended up staying, more hours. So I'm about to cry, bro. I'm like, bro, I ain't seen my niece. I ain't seen my family in months. I'm about to spaz on this man. And he was black too. And I'm just like, you really gonna do that? You really gonna do that? So then, like, I'm just sitting there. I call my agent. He sleep. It's early in the morning. And I'm just like, it's time to be bro. Like, I just want to just go off on everybody. So at this point, like, I'm like, I don't know. I just started praying. I was like, God, please find some way. I don't know what to do. And so I was like, so have to get another PCR test? He was like, yeah, you got to get a PCR test. You stand in line at this airport. And it takes this many hours to come back. And I'm like, bro, it's not happening to me again. I can't. So then he goes to talk to somebody. And I'm just sitting there like, there's nobody for me to call. Nobody can do anything. Nobody can help me. And he comes to me and he was like, did you sleep in the airport or did you go and get a hotel? I was like, I was in the airport the whole time, bro. And he was like, okay, come on. I was like, he was like, yeah. He's like, you didn't leave the airport, so you can go. I was legit the last person on that plane. And
So
like
why
when
did you start with that question?
when I walked on the plane, like everybody like see me like stressing, like spazzing on this man. I walk on the plane, everybody's surprised, like, what? Like she got on? And I'm just like, I just want to go home, bro.
I sure is.
Bro, when I tell you that was the worst experience of my life. I got home and I just wanted to lay down. I was like, I love y'all, but like right now,
That's crazy.
I had to fight. So, it was the worst. It really was.
So sorry that happened.
Shit, me too. Hell.
Whew.
All right, so we have a couple more questions because I know it's getting late. So if you could move to any country overseas, where would it be?
Without
I
playing?
want to go to Greece, bro. I've never been there, but I want to go to Greece. But move.
Greece is wild.
Very. I second that.
Like,
I say Greece or Italy. Those are my two.
Okay.
thinking.
I don't like to. I don't think I could ever move overseas. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I could live in a different country, but I could stay an extended period of time.
Girl, 8 months, you damn near stay in Europe.
Right.
I mean, yeah, but I have that luxury just to go home, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I would still have that luxury, but I'm just saying, I don't think I could live there. But like, if I could stay an extended period of time, I'm never going to say live in a different country. I think I mean, I loved when I went to Dubai, but I loved even more when I was in Egypt. So one of those, because I don't like to be cold, so I will go anywhere that's hot.
Facts. What a beach.
Yeah. I can't do the cold weather because the snow here in Istanbul almost sent me into a shock. Like I couldn't do it. I'm serious, guys. I had to walk home for 1 hour and 30 minutes because it was a snowstorm. There could be no cars on the road because that's how blocked the roads were. So I walked from my gym to my apartment, freezing cold, for an hour and about 25 minutes. My teammates did the same, but I'm just saying the snow just ain't for the girl.
I could never.
It's enough. Listen, I wanted to get home. I was not. Listen, I had to shower. We had just practiced. I was not sleeping in that gym. I didn't have no change of clothes. I didn't have no toothbrush. I didn't have my bonnet. I didn't have nothing. I was not sleeping in that gym. My teammates was like, we can sleep here. And then, who?
Not sleeping in the gym.
Kim.
Because when I wake up, I got to brush my teeth and I got to sit there and think for a minute. And I don't have a toothbrush. I don't have toothpaste. I don't have nothing I can shower with. And once again, I don't have my bonnet or my scarf. So it's a no. I can't do it.
The bonnet. The bonnet. Yo, let's talk about hygiene. So listen. Before we I already know. So listen. I'm sorry. Wait. Okay. So, all right. So a lot of Americans think, because I know there's gonna be some Europeans that watch. A lot of Americans think that Europeans smell so bad, and they're not all the way wrong. Just like Europeans can say they think Americans smell bad, there are Americans that smell bad, but like not everybody stank, you know. So like the teams I've been on, everybody been pretty straight, you know. But it was like even a point to where I was like, dang, like they spraying themselves like with perfume before practice, but like during halftime they spray themselves again, and I'm just like, you like to smell good or you stink? Like, which one is it? So I'm like, I mean, I ain't got nothing against people that smell good. I like to smell good myself, but like, you need some deodorant. Like, there's been like some little people where it's like they in practice, right? And then we doing like a leg up drill, and they walk past you just like, and you look like a teammate, and they just like, did y'all talk to her about that? And they're like, yeah, we talked to her. And it was like, is it against her religion or what? I need an explanation because there's no way.
Bathing ain't against nobody's religion. Bathing should never be against anyone's religion.
That part.
Ain't no way
That part.
he don't smell herself. So yeah, I've definitely had experiences where there's been some teammates that were just funky, and it wasn't like they had a bad day or nothing like that, or maybe you were just sweating too much. No, mama, that's your smell. That's your smell. Like if I smelt that anywhere else in the world, I'd be like, you smell like so and so. Like that's your smell. That's a problem. So. Sierra, have you experienced anything? I see you shaking your head over there. Have you experienced any hygiene deficiency? Go.
All I'm gonna say is I have experienced every smell that a nose should never have to smell. I have been there. I have done it. Guys, I'm not gonna call any names or teams. Only thing I'm going to say is I have recently, within the last few weeks, played in a match, and I was running up and down the court. I had braids at the time. I was running, and it smelled like a seafood factory. That's what I'm going to say. And so as I'm going to pick up the ball, my braid gets stuck in like the armpit type of section. So I just dropped the ball. I let it go. If she scored, it means it was in God's will because it was not in my will to keep that ball. So I dropped the ball. I'm like, you know what? You got it. And I run back down the court. So after the game, I have this habit of when I take off my clothes, like, you pull them up this way. So I pulled it up and I'm like, hold on. So I pulled the jersey back down. I'm like, nah, I know your girl don't stink. I take you. Hold on. So then I'm like, okay, I take the jersey off. And so I'm smelling my jersey. I'm like, you're not serious. And so like, I play in these type of compression shirts every game. So I'm smelling my compression shirt. I'm like, my compression shirt smells good. So then I get this smart idea to smell my hair, the part that got stuck. So I take my braid and I'm like, oh, hell no. So I immediately strip and I run to the shower in this other gym. Mind you, the floor is wet. I almost slip and break my face. So I'm scrubbing my hair. I'm scrubbing my body. I'm like, this is a no. My arm was, this whole side of my arm was awful. My feet, my hands stunk. I was like, this is a no. So I take a separate bag and I fold my clothes neatly and I put it in that bag. I tie that bag. Mind y'all, we drove. So I get home the next day, that same night, and I'm like, okay, let me take these clothes out because they're sweaty. Baby, y'all open that bag. And I was like, ain't no way. Mind you, my boyfriend is here. He opens, I'm like, okay, so I close the bag back, and I put it back in my bag. I walk in the room, and I'm like, let me make sure I'm not tripping. So I'm like, hey, babe, can you take my, clothes out of the bag? I forgot them in there. Mind you, I already opened the bag. I just zipped it back up. Petty, I know, but oh well. So he opens the bag. He's like, oh my, he was like, is that your clothes smelling like that? I'm like, yeah. So then me being me, I'm like, I know I don't stink. So I take my shorts that I played in and I smell them. I'm like, okay, my shorts smell just fine. I give him my jersey. He was like, who did you play? Like, what is that on your jersey? I'm like, yeah, y'all, my jerseys, I washed that jersey twice. 2 times. And it smelled. So hygiene is important, ladies. It doesn't matter where you're from. Hygiene is important because I do not want you guarding me. And y'all know how these people be guarding. I don't want you guarding me in a full-fledged face, whatever, and you smell. Because I got my stomach weak. You lucky I didn't puke that game. Like, guys, it was.
You said you let go of the ball, T.
Let me show y'all. This is the ball. I'm bending to get the ball. She like this. Imagine that's already a foul. That is already a foul in itself. So I'm literally like this, and I'm like, and so I said, "You got it," and I dropped the ball, and I ran back down the court. Luckily we were winning, and you got it, and I ran back down the court, and then I pray to God, my coach not watching this, but I faked like I was out of breath. I was like trying to act like I was out of breath, just so I could get a sub. And so when I got a sub, if you play in Turkey, you know they got those big hand sanitizer things sitting on the side.
Yeah.
So I get the hand sanitizer. I'm gonna like.
That girl bathing.
Luckily, I had braids and it wasn't on my, my actual hair. So I was like, I took the hand sanitizer. I'm like, my coach is like looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, he's like, "You good?" I'm just like, and I'm literally, and they're like, "You want a paper towel?" Yep, take the paper towels everywhere. Like, y'all, he was like, "Are you still tired?" I was like, "No, I'm good." I was never really tired. I pray to God he's not watching this, but I was never really tired. But I had, just imagine running and you smelling that smell on yourself for 40 minutes.
It's following you.
Yes, and she following me, so it's following me double. And I'm like, ain't no way. That was like, usually after the game, I'm always in a rush to take a shower because I hate being sweaty. But that game, they was like, call the huddle. I was like, y'all, let's go. I snapped my fingers like, let's go. 1, 2, 3, and I said the team name, and I ran up out of bed. I was like, what's wrong with T? That's what's wrong with T. T don't like to stink.
Emotional damage.
Yeah.
Emotional nose damage.
That's traumatizing, yo.
It is. Like,
That's
I think hygiene is important. It should be stressed to every culture, every country, every human being that I have to play against. You need to bathe.
Hey, some teams just be having that one person, bro.
Perfume does not count as a bath.
You said what?
Perfume does not count as a bath.
Can we talk about how quickly they be taking baths out here? Showers.
Girl.
Like, ain't nothing.
My mama used to call that a whole bath.
At least they take a
It's called a
shower.
whole bath.
No, but like they take really fast showers. Like one of my teammates asked me, out here in Slovakia, they're like, "How come you and Kyrie don't shower after practice?" I was like, "Oh, we shower. We just shower at home. We going home anyway, But for them, it's like regular. After practice, you go, you shower."
It's called,
like-
they like to rinse.
I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, I have to lather myself about 2 to 3 times to feel clean, Like a good 10 minutes is like a quick shower for me. But I never watch them shower because I don't be in the shower after practice, but it's just really fast. I'm like, y'all do that at home or is it because you're at practice? I'm going to ask somebody tomorrow. I really
So wait, this is just a general question for everybody. Do your teammates shower with shampoo too?
Shampoo.
know.
Shampoo.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Is it a 3-in-1?
No.
Yeah, I had.
Them
Yeah.
3-in-1 don't do nothing.
It,
That's
it ain't no 3-in-1. It's a 1-in-1 shampoo.
Oh, hell. No, I ain't never seen that before. That's different.
When I was in Bulgaria, my teammates would be like, "T, you got shampoo?" I was like, "Y'all about to wash y'all hair?" They're like, "No, we about to shower." I'm like, "With shampoo?" I'm like, okay, it's a language barrier. I was like, I have, body soap, body gel. I have that. They're like, no, shampoo. I'm like, I don't got no shampoo, but I got some body gel if you need it.
I ain't got no shampoo.
In Bulgaria when I was there, they were literally, bathing their bodies with shampoo. And I'm like, okay, maybe like Peyton said, it's one of those 3-in-1. So, I go to the store one day. I'm like, okay, I remember the bottle that she had. So it literally just says shampoo. That's it. They actually have shower gel, and they have shampoo. Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least they use some type of stuff that they stink.
Girl, that don't work. No shampoo.
Did it work? I mean, I don't know. Maybe
No.
we don't know. I ain't using no shampoo though. That's crazy.
Me either.
Nope.
Does it not like throw off like your pH balance or something? There gotta be something.
It has to.
It really. You
It's
are
some
basically,
extra chemicals.
maybe they don't shave, so they need shampoo. I don't know, but shampoo.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a
I
minute.
cannot.
Okay, but look, I have a teammate. She doesn't shower. Like
At all?
after practice, if she watches this, it's a sign from God. She does not shower.
Oh my God.
After practice, she won't shower. After a game, if she plays, she'll shower, but she won't shower. She'll go to sleep. She'll go to sleep, wake up, go back to practice. No shower.
Marie, this is all I'm gonna say. I think I may know who you are talking about.
I'm pretty sure you
Damn.
know.
Simply because that a few of the people that were on your team was on my team before. So you are right. And I don't mean this in a rude way. I don't mean this as an attack on anyone's religion or anything, but I guess Ramadan is fasting from food, shower, everything, because sis don't know.
Is it really?
No, I'm
It's
saying
fast from shower.
it must
Ain't
be
no. I gotta
something.
Google it. Ain't no way, bro.
Because it gets bad. Seriously. But like you said, you go everywhere around the world, and there's people that don't shower, that smell bad, not just in Europe, in America, because I've had some funky teammates there too. So it's everywhere. I guess it's just about how you were brought up. But my mom was brought up to tell me that you can smell yourself before anybody else do. So check yourself before somebody else does.
Check yourself for your records.
Seriously, because you got to think about it. We're playing a sport. We're sweating. You're in contact with other people. Mind you, we are women. So you get that one time of the month where your body is like letting out everything. You have to clean yourself because it can get bad. You have to take care of your hygiene. A bad hygiene will mess with my mental. That's a part of mental stability as well. Have a good hygiene.
The whole day, bro. Like,
Yes.
what's wrong with you? You just stink. Like, why do you stink? And now I
You
gotta
get annoyed for no reason.
Most definitely get annoyed for no reason.
You can take a shower during Ramadan. Google said you can take a shower during Ramadan.
Lala, I didn't mean literally, honey. I was saying that's probably what she thinks. I know you can shower during Ramadan, crazy. I was saying maybe that's how she thinks she's fasting from everything.
Are you serious? I got friends that do that.
A way that they pray and they cleanse their bodies is through sometimes showering during Ramadan. That was just.
I'm totally like ignorant to the fact of that. Yeah, I don't know.
No. I mean, I have a few friends that are Muslim, so I've actually seen them participating in Ramadan, and they've told me a lot of things about it. So, no, it's not literal.
That's wild. Somebody said, how do y'all deal with being homesick on the holidays? Some people do really big on Christmas and all. I know, Peyton, you go ahead because I know your family do it big on Christmas. We talked about this before. So how do you deal with being the holidays? Like, are you homesick more on the holidays or just the same regular feeling?
Holidays is like the worst for me because my family, we like Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's everybody's coming to the house, especially Christmas. We all have like family T-shirts made. Taking pictures where we have so many like traditions, putting up the Christmas trees, like, it kills me every year when I'm not home. But luckily with technology, you have FaceTime. It's obviously not the same, but it helps a lot to mend that pain or that just not being there. You can still kind of feel like you're there. But man, that's like the worst part. Like
It is.
I
It's
hate
fun.
being away. It sucks.
T, did your family do a big on holidays as well?
Most definitely. So I'm with Peyton on that. Like missing the family gatherings, matching outfits, the waking up at a certain time to, you know, have breakfast together, dinner. Even like, well, for me, I have a big family. Like I have a lot of siblings, you know, and they have a lot of kids. So, you know, just the little things like getting them to write their fake letters to Santa Claus, which is most likely me, or helping them bake cookies, or, you know, just the little things like I explained, I have a niece, she's blind and she has autism. So missing like during the holidays, she finally said her first few words, or, you know, little stuff like that. So I'm missing all of that. So it's holidays, especially Christmas, are the worst. Like it's so bad because we do it big on Thanksgiving too, but Christmas is really really big. Especially, I mean, even the New Year we celebrate as a family, and so it's hard.
What about you, Marie? Okay.
It definitely gets hard around those times. I try to do stuff to, I don't know, kind of keep my spirits up. Like for Christmas, I bought myself a tree with ornaments, and I FaceTime my mom, and I like let her watch me put ornaments on there and stuff. And usually I just FaceTime my family during those times and try to still be a part without actually being there. But it definitely does get rough around those times.
Okay.
For Thanksgiving, I was actually really blessed this year because my sister came out to Turkey to visit for a couple of days. So having her, is it echoing again?
Yeah.
My
Did
sister,
y'all
Do you have in your headphones?
no.
Oh,
Did I? You think it should?
maybe
I
try
don't
that?
know. Maybe
You
if
can
you have
finish.
AirPods, try putting your noise cancellation or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. You can finish what you say. We can hear you. It's just like a little like. Echo.
I was just saying, my sister came out for Thanksgiving, so it was really to like actually be with her for that time, like in part of the holidays.
That's amazing. That is amazing how your sister is able to come and see you, like spend time with you. That's dope. I haven't got. I want to get my mom out here. Well, not out here, but like I want to get my mom to come because she never like been overseas and nothing like that. And I want to show her. You feel me? I don't like what I see. Like when I was in Turkey, we had planned for her to come and stuff like that, but I didn't stay out there long enough. But I'm just like, Mom, when you come, we're gonna go here. I'm gonna show you this and da 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 da. And like I just really want to show her because she deserves it, you know. So
Yeah.
that's something that I look forward to. But when it comes to holidays for my family, we don't do big on like Christmas for Thanksgiving. Like my mom like they'll cook and stuff, but like we don't do like the type like the American culture type thing with like Christmas trees and ornaments, things like that. It's just kind of like that's the time we spend with each other, and don't really celebrate Christmas or anything like that. But like we do like the bonding and things like that. So that's really big for me. Mostly what affects me is I miss like watching my nieces grow up and my nephew. I have a nephew I haven't met yet, and he was born last year. So like I'm meet him when I go there, but it's just like dang, you know, it sucks to like miss them growing up and like I FaceTime and things like that. But it's like I miss her first steps and I miss like her first word. I miss, you know, picking her up and things like that. It's difficult. Cause like my siblings, it's cool. Like I grew up with y'all. Like, I don't really care about y'all, but my nieces and my nephew, like those are the babies, you know, like I want to spend time with them. And it's just always been hard because my younger brother, he's 14 now. So when I went to college, he was like 7, and I was just like, I hope like he remembers me. I hope, you know, he still like just remembers the times that we had because I always came home for like 2-3 days and had to go back. Like one time I had to fly home back to college on Christmas, and we had practice at 12 a.m. We just running conditioning because we had a game in 3 days on 28th. So it was like it was really hard So it's like I went to college and I came home for a little bit and then I'm off to overseas. So I never really was home long enough for anybody, you know, and even for myself. But that's just when you have to realize like sacrifice. You got to sacrifice what you want to do, you know.
Yep.
And people can say, I could say, you know, I've been wanting to do this for my whole life. I'm gonna do it, but like still, I didn't know the sacrifices and how difficult it would be to be overseas. Like people going and they going to Disneyland, they going, you know, on family fun vacations and stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm seeing pictures and I miss that. And I'm like, I wish I was there. And they're like, girl, you in Europe. You can go to Greece if you want to. Like, it's not that easy. It sounds easy. It's not that easy. And then I'm by myself. Like, at least y'all got y'all. You feel me? So that's what it is. Like, I miss them and stuff. But like, I think it's definitely worth it just to like live out my dream and like do what I've always said I wanted to do. It's bittersweet sometimes, but it's for sure worth it.
I mean, yeah, it's worth it, but it's hard. I don't think people understand that you're going away from your family for, you know, 8 months at a time, sometimes longer, you know, if they require you to be there earlier or later. It's hard. You miss all of the holidays, you miss the first steps, the first teeth, if you have nieces and nephews, you know, and stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
It becomes hard. So that's another thing that plays on, you know, your mental while you're here. You have to, you know, basically come to that you're missing all of those things. Like, yeah, they may send you a picture or they may send you a video of those things happening, but at the end of the day, you know, you're not there as you normally would be to actually see them in person. So it does become hard. And so, I mean, if it's worth it and you know this is your dreams and you know that they will be proud of you regardless, there's no harm in, you know, still going after that. But you just have to realize that you are going to miss some important moments in, you know, the people's lives that are important to you. So that's one sacrifice you most definitely have to take into consideration when you decide to be an athlete or anyone that decides to take a job, you know, in a different country. You just have to realize that you're making huge sacrifices sometimes. That comes with family, relationships, all of that.
So Lex said, what about companionship and having overseas relationships? Have you guys had like long distance relationships and how did they work out?
And they all flop. I'm just saying.
Well, what about you, Marie?
Actually, I was in a breakup where I broke up with who I was dating with my first year, and it was hard, but like I feel like it was best for me and like helped me heal per se. My first year not dating anyone, and then this year, this is my first time trying it out. So far, it's been good, but I guess we'll see.
Kai?
Is the echo gone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. No, it's just me and me. That's it.
Well,
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
with me, very rare story. You don't really hear this a lot, but I'm married to my high school sweetheart. So we went to high school together, then we went to college together, graduated, and then I was off and came to play pro overseas. So for a while in college, like the first 2 years, shout out to Babe, we did long distance. He went to school in Iowa, I went to school in Florida, and then he ended up transferring to my school. So we did long distance. We know how it is. So that definitely prepared us for like the long distance when it comes to overseas. But like the time difference is one of the biggest killers. It was really difficult, especially my first year, trying to just find time to talk. And it's like it's still hard now because when I wake up, he's going to sleep. And it's like the only way we can really talk is if I stay up late or if he stays up late. And it's just like sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it's like, hey, babe, love you, good night. I had a long day. I got to go to sleep, talk to you in the morning. So it's either like you got to sacrifice you staying up and talking or waking up early and talking because I still got workouts and things like that. So it's difficult, but like I said, like you got to make sacrifices for the people that you love. So it is what it is. I definitely have a successful relationship, and it's been a long time with him. So I've known him for over a decade. So yeah.
Love that for you.
Like,
Wait, I have a question. Has
Hey,
anyone dated anyone like where they were playing?
good question.
What
Like
was
in the country you're playing?
yeah, my boyfriend lives here. No, he is not
Oh.
Turkish.
Let me find out you got a little Yusuf.
Yeah, it's a no for me. But okay, so we met about 2 years ago. You know, we were just friends because I was in a relationship, a long distance relationship, which flopped. And we stayed friends for like a year and I want to say like 5 months maybe. And then so we got closer and closer as time like went by, and so we just decided today. Now we've been dating for almost a year, and so far it's going good. But eventually I will be going home, so we will see how that goes. But in my opinion, honestly, I think everything will be just fine. Why? Because we were friends to begin with, and the communication was, there then. So we already had experienced that as friends, as being close friends. And so then we decided to, give it a try and make a relationship out of it. And so far it's been good. Mind you, we're from two different places. He's Nigerian, I'm American. So we have our ups and downs because, like I said, he was raised completely different than your girl was. So we kind of clash sometimes, but so far, it's been good. And the good part is, I play here in Istanbul. He lives here, so I'm never bored.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So
You can be
it's
at the game.
different. He comes to every game, and I wouldn't be surprised if I looked up on Wednesday and he was sitting in the crowd at recess. So I wouldn't be surprised.
I was looking. I said, "Oh, was that him?"
Yeah, and I'll be like, "Girl, that's him right there. The only other black person in the gym."
Wow, that's dope.
Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if I looked up and he was in Rize with us. I wouldn't be surprised.
This is support for me.
Right.
I wish. Okay. So okay, I was supposed to mention this earlier, but what are some things that they don't tell you that you need overseas? What are some things
Hot
they
sauce.
don't tell you about? Huh?
Hot sauce.
I said hair care for black
That
girls.
too.
Black girls.
I got a whole list. Let me see if y'all can name them. Let's play a game.
Well, one thing that people really miss out on that's important is that when y'all bring y'all chargers, you got to realize that the sockets here are different. So don't come here thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just bring my block from the crib and it's gonna be fine. No, your phone's gonna be dead.
Ain't nobody.
Yep.
You gonna be
I mean,
blocked from society.
I think, but like Marie said, I think hair care is the biggest one, because especially if you're natural, and I don't mean to just single out a race, but being black and having a certain texture of hair and needing certain products, you're not gonna find it here. Certain oils, if you wear edge control, if you're natural and you need like a styling gel or whatever, you're not gonna find that here. I mean, they use hair gel, but it's the kind that make your hair hard like a porcupine. So, like, being like black, and every black girl has their different texture. Like, Peyton looks like she has like soft curl, like a curly texture just by looking at her hair right now. She's not gonna find the products or the gel or the moisturizer that she needs there in Merson to, keep her hair like up to par. She's not gonna find that. And me being myself, like I have like a very soft, weird, thick texture type of hair, and I can't use every product. So make sure you pack enough to last you for 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
And don't try to Amazon it because it takes 2 months. I know.
And the shipping be damn $30.
Exactly.
Lord.
And when you ship something here, don't forget you have to pay custom taxes on top of what
that part.
you already have paid. They are going to charge you an extra customs tax. And don't try to look up the custom taxes online, because here in Turkey they make up their own taxes.
It's gonna change every time.
Uh-huh.
You have to be careful too with
Yeah.
like cosmetic products. Like I had my mom send some of my hair products and my skincare products during Christmas. And when I tell y'all that was a disaster, it took 2 months to get here and I had to pay like $200. It was ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
almost didn't get it, but bring your stuff beforehand, and bring your seasonings.
That
Girl,
Like
I
too.
said hot sauce. You better
That was
put
my
this.
number one. That was
Lawry's
my number one.
seasoning salt, and
Yep.
then VPN blocker.
Yes.
Season my
Got that
lemon
one.
pepper, my
Lord.
garlic powder.
But another
Yes.
thing with shipping stuff here to Turkey, like you said, Peyton, I had my uncle sent me like some facial care products, and so I had to argue with the man at customs because he's like, "You need a prescription." I was like, "I don't need no prescription for no Noxzema."
Yes. Same thing happened to me.
I tried, and he wouldn't even let me open it to show him. My guy, it's some Noxzema. It's a pad. You clean your face with it. He was like, it's a prescription, not for Noxzema. If you got Walmart, you can go Walmart and buy it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, what? I had to argue with him. And then so a guy came in and he was just a customer. And he was like, you need help? I was like, yeah, because I'm about to go off up in here. And then so he was basically like, what's going on? I was trying to explain to him. And luckily, he had been to the States before. So he explained to the guy what it was. And the guy was like, oh, ha. I was like, oh, ha.
Oh,
Oh,
He's like, oh, you don't need prescription. I know.
oh,
Yeah, like, and so after I argued with him, I had to go and, pay the taxes. But one thing I can say, if your family is sending you something, when you go to the post office, ask them for a manifest. When you ask them for a manifest, they will literally list everything that is in the box. You can put your own prices. Let me tell you, don't put the real prices, put your own prices. And once they put that manifest on the outside of the box, they can see what is all in the box, the price that you paid, and then that's how they'll take their taxes from, however much that products cost. Because if you don't, they're gonna charge you for how much the products cost in their country. So
yeah.
if you, for example, my AirPods, one year I forgot them. My family sent them to me. Luckily, my sister had put the receipt in there. And so they charged me for what she paid, not for what it cost in Turkey. Because if you ever seen AirPods in Turkey, they double the amount. So basically, when they send something, ask for a manifest. They're going to tell you to write everything down. They're going to stick it on the outside of the box. They're going to show you how much the box costs to ship it, which doesn't matter. And then they're going to show you, how much each product costs. They're going to add that up. And, once they add that up, they're going to, take their taxes or their percentage from that. And that's what you have to pay in the currency in, the country that you are residing in at the moment. And like, for an example, for Christmas, I received a box, and these people crazy because I paid $60 to get this box. Probably not even that. It was 4 pair of shoes in there, 2 pair of LeBrons, 2 pair of Air Forces. I had a whole bunch of hair care products, some bags, a whole bunch of perfumes, seasonings, and I paid $60 to get that big box. The box was like maybe up to 60 pounds.
wow.
So if you put that manifest on there, they will just go by what's on the outside of that box. And then when you open the box, you will just have to show them what's there. And luckily, my uncle actually forgot to put, he bought me some earrings from Tiffany. He forgot to put that on there. And so luckily he had stuffed in one of the shoes and they didn't see it because those earrings were expensive and I wasn't paying the taxes on that. And so basically just put your manifest on the box and they'll take their taxes from whatever's on that box. And that saves you some problems and some money because they're going to charge you what it costs in that country, not what's in your country. Or
I
what
don't even
it
want
costs
to go
in
through it. I don't want to go. Don't send me nothing. I don't need that bad.
I mean, it's hard. It's sometimes it's worth it. Like, I had some pads in the box because sometimes they pads or their tampons here ain't what I want. And the man was like, he gonna tell me I need a prescription for a pad. Do I need a prescription to PMS too?
Lord.
Like I was like, are you kidding me? I literally broke down to him and described to him what the pad was for. And by the time I got finished, he was looking at me like, I was like, you asked for it. You asked for it.
So one thing that I wrote that to make sure your apartment has Wi-Fi. Like some people, oh no, make sure it's hooked up because they'll be like, yeah, there's Wi-Fi, but it's gonna get hooked up tomorrow. Like, no, make sure that thing hooked up when I'm there, so when I get there, I can connect and talk to my people because you're not gonna have a SIM card, you know. So when I came here, I learned real quick. Make sure the apartment has Wi-Fi. When you arrive, make sure see if they can get you a SIM card or to bring to buy a portable Wi-Fi thing that works too. But it's better just to have a SIM card. Some people might have another phone. Like when I was in Czech Republic, they got me another iPhone and I just used that. So I had two phones to like communicate with them. The other one, my phone was just used on Wi-Fi. And then everywhere else, like I had either a portable Wi-Fi thing or SIM card. That's really important for me, especially because I talk to my people. And especially after traveling for hours and hours, you know, on a plane, 14 hours, 17 hours, and you finally get to your location, your family gonna want to know where you at, you know. But if anything, I just tell my agent like when they contact you, let them know that I'm safe. I have like a group message with my husband, and he'll be like, "Lala's safe, Lala's here," because I don't have my phone yet, but he has contact with the team. So that's something that's really important.
And in terms of Wi-Fi, make sure it's your personal own Wi-Fi for just your apartment and not the entire apartment complex, because then it's gonna go slow.
They do that?
Yes, because when I played in boardroom, we had Wi-Fi and everybody in the boardroom beach could use it. So my Fire Stick was going slow. My phone wasn't loading until I asked for personal Wi-Fi. If not, they will give you that Wi-Fi to that building, and you're gonna be sharing it with Yusuf, Uslim, all of them.
Mehmet.
Yeah,
Y'all kidding with these names.
you will be sharing it with everyone.
Yo, that's wild. Another thing that I need, I actually just bought it, a luggage scale. I told y'all about my experience with the luggages and stuff, the portable luggage scales. You just put the my bad. It's
Girl, you
like
better
that.
get some water.
Listen, I got it. I'm about to run out. But so it's like you just get your bag and you hook it on to the portable scale thing, and it's just like a long. Hold on.
I want to know how she gonna pack this.
I knew she was going to get it.
How is she gonna pack it in the bag to take it home? That's our problem.
Honestly, what I do,
That's how
I just hold my luggage and step on the scale. You know, that's what I do.
But
Well, what I do is, I got a scale at the house. I just put the bag on the scale and call it a
I
day.
don't have a scale, and my bag's fat as hell, so I need the exact number. So this is a luggage scale, and this hook on to the top of your suitcase, and then you just pick it up like that, and then it tell you how much you weigh. That's it.
You might need that. I don't overpack that badly.
No, I be overpacking. I want to make sure everything's straight, so I know what to put in what bag or whatever. But it's because I'm traumatized. You feel me? So I have to get it.
Well, Lala, maybe you need to try this method. My mom, sometimes when I pack, she roll my clothes up. She put them in a vacuum seal bag. She suck all the air out. She smashes them down to as small as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You put it in there, and the way you stack it, it actually kind of makes your bag feel weightless because one of my bags is packed to the top. But by the way that she put it in there and the way she had it folded, when I put it on the scale, it was a lot less than what I thought it was going to be. Like when I say this bag was packed, I mean like when I opened the bag, when I got to this apartment, everything just like popped out on the floor. That's how overpacked that bag was. But when, I don't know what type of witchcraft my mom worked, but I'm going to need it for when I go back. Because I went shopping.
I'm confused because I've seen that. My husband told me about that too, and I was like, nah, because I feel like it would weigh the same, so it really takes weight off of it.
I think it's just how you pack it. You probably packing all of your jeans and your heavy stuff in one bag. What I did was I took everything like these shirts, my t-shirts. I packed as much of that as I could into my biggest bag with just like maybe 1 or 2 pairs of sweatpants, and everything else that was small that had no weight, I put into that bag. So then I had more space in my other 2 bags to space out my jackets, my jeans, my sweatpants, my boots, my tennis shoes, all of that. And I also have a bottomless bag. So when you unzip the bag at the bottom, I put my shoes there so it's not really added to the weight of my bag because it's hanging like in a different area.
How was it not connected to the weight of your bag?
Because like that bag is an extra compartment. So when you unzip that compartment, it like basically extends the bag. And also the inside of my bags, when you unzip them, they have compartments, you know, where you can actually put extra clothes. So when I packed and I put it all in there, it actually didn't weigh. I still had room to spare, but mind you, my bag was packed to the T. And another thing, what I do is I take one of those little suitcases that you're gonna put in as your check-on stuff. They don't weigh those, so how will they know if it's too big? If it don't fit up top, they just say check it at the plane. Boom, you got a free check. You got a free check bag.
I definitely put the heaviest stuff on my carry-on if I'm gonna go. If my stuff is like really heavy, I put the heaviest. And I brought my skates. I got my
That's why your bags is heavy.
Listen, but I didn't have them before, and it was still heavy. But that was my fault. But like,
skates.
I just listen, and I ain't using
them. Lala skates.
Girl, yes, I love.
Where are you going skating in Slovakia?
I was skating in Turkey, okay, but Slovakia, no, I was skating in Turkey though.
Did you skate to practice?
My skate is not. My skate is not why it was overpacked. Well, it's not overpacked now. It hasn't been overpacked since my second year. My last year, yes, but I didn't have my skates last year. So leave me alone.
What are some unnecessary things that you guys put in your bags when you're going overseas? Lala skates. What about you guys?
I brought a gaming console, but the moment I plugged it in, like the little outlet thing, it was too much power, so I almost cut out.
Yeah.
Like all the lights went out once I plugged it in. So.
Yes, it gets too hot. Like I had to buy flat irons because like my flat irons were like too strong for these outlets here, so I had to buy different ones.
Just my blow dryer. I plugged my blow dryer into my converter thing. You know that big converter thing I got. It was like a whole box. So like I plugged it into my converter thing, and it was an American blow dryer, and it was like, and then it started like humming like, and then it was like pop, and I was like, I looked in it, I put it down, and I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen next, but that's not happening to me again. I just got a regular blow dryer, but that was scary.
Yeah, I always like buy like a cheap pair of flat irons or a blow dryer here, and I just take it back and forth because I've noticed that their straighteners are like very, very plastic.
Oh, really?
Very. And so mine go up like super high because when I make my hair straight, baby, I want it bone straight. I don't want the little lumps in the curves.
Right. You do it.
When I put them 30 inches in, them 36 inches, I want them to be straight. I don't want them bumps.
Another thing I had to bring is a medicine, ibuprofen, vitamins, and gum. Cause they didn't got like I love chewing gum. I love the extra gum. I love it. They ain't got that out here. They got the little Orbit Chiclets. Like nobody wants them damn Chiclets. They last like 2 seconds. Like I love gum, so that was one. And then I have to bring my vitamins. And
now I can't say you have to just find the right vitamin store here because there's this store that I go to here. They have like every vitamin in there that you can name.
That's dope.
They are brands that we would normally buy because like that's where I used to get my vitamin C or iron or whatever I may have needed. I used to go to this mall. They have it here in Istanbul as well, but I found it in Ankara as well. And they have a big vitamin store, and you just go in there, you get what you need.
Well, those are regular vitamins like vitamin C, B, like B12, all that. That's cool, but like I take a specific vitamin called glucosamine. Have y'all heard of glucosamine? See, that's the thing, because I don't know if it's like an American thing or it's not like really popular, but it's just about like joint health. I started taking it like when I had like after I had surgery and stuff, and it really helps. So yeah, I don't want to run out of that. So if anything, that's like the number one. Everything else, if I run out, I can go get it. But glucose
Question
me-
about you taking those vitamins. Have you checked the rules of your leagues to make sure that that's not illegal for dosage?
No, I haven't. at
You
all.
might want to check that because they one day they may, like whichever league you go to, they may randomly decide to give you a dosage check. And if
Mhm.
whatever you're taking is not on their, is deemed to them as illegal or, like not on the dosage rules, you will be penalized for that. You could potentially miss a game, kicked off the team, kicked out the league. It just depends on how high of the dosage is in your body and how they, see it as, So you might want to check that, like for dosage wise, in case you get randomly drug checked or whatever they want to call it. It's not really as random as people try to make it seem.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I recently just ran out, so I'm not worried about that now, especially. But I'll look into that. But it's like a regular vitamin that you get from Walmart. Like it's right next to like all the other ones, But I'll still look into it because like it's a different type of vitamin.
Yeah. I mean, you just have to be careful because one of my teammates was cramping and she took some type of medicine and it popped up on her dosage, like she got in trouble for it. But it was just a simple over-the-counter medicine for her cramps. And they were like something about, I don't really know, but I could be making up the translation, but I think they tried to tell that girl she was on steroids.
Ooh.
But I could be making that up. Disclaimer,
Oh Lord.
my translations are not always correct.
Translation.
No, that happened to me here. I had some allergy issues, and I went to the pharmacy near my apartment, and they gave me some medicine, and I ended up taking it. And I told our athletic trainer, and he looked up the medicine, and they were like, "This is doping. You must not take this. Like, you will get criminal." I was like, "What?" So yeah,
Yeah.
it's like against the rules. So just be careful with your medicine, or just check the leagues. It's called doping in Turkey, like the doping list, and make sure it's good. But that
Because
was
I'm telling
scary.
you, they will like. Last year, I played Istanbul University. Right after me and the other foreign player, and there was some more Turkish girls in there. We were randomly checked for doping. Mind you, guys, it's not as easy as people seem. I was in that room for 2 hours because I couldn't pee. I could not. I was like, oh my Lord. I was like, and you know what's crazy is the doping. I mean, they kind of diluted my pee because I drunk almost a whole case of water before I could pee.
Oh wow.
So they don't listen. It ain't no let me go home and come back tomorrow. You check tomorrow. No, you are going to sit there until you go to the restroom. They do not care if it is 12 midnight. You are going to use the bathroom.
Wow. That's traumatizing.
Who you tell? I got home, and then when I got home, then I had to pee. But maybe I think because I was uncomfortable, because it's not like a you go, you get drug tested, they just watch you pee. She was like,
oh no.
Like,
Yeah, that's how it be.
I'm like, girl, you might as well get in there and let me push you out as if you are my child.
Don't even know my name. Shit.
Seriously.
That's wild. Yo, I gotta show y'all something. Can we talk about these floor toilets and your first experience looking or witnessing a floor toilet in Turkey? Have y'all
A urinal on the floor.
I'm about to pull up a picture. Hold on. Go ahead, T. When's the first time you seen a floor toilet? Where were you at?
I was in Turkey.
Okay.
I had to use the bathroom really badly. We stopped on the road, and so I wasn't paying attention. So I thought I seen the sign that said women's restroom, and so I went in. And so when I opened the door, I screamed and ran out because I thought I was in the men's restroom. And so then I seen my teammate going there. I'm like, no, it's the men's bathroom. Come back. Toilet on the floor. She's like, yes, Jenna, that's the toilet. No, Jenna, I will not be using that.
Absolutely.
And that's
not.
what it was. And I screamed and ran out because I thought I was in the men's restroom.
He said I screamed and ran
Have I
out.
ever tried it? No. Will I ever try it? No.
That part.
But you know what's crazy is I'm so country to where that if I have to use the bathroom and we're outside in the woods, I will pop a squat. But for that, it's just something about that. I think it's the cold air that's coming out that's a no for me.
Intimidating, bro.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just a no for me.
Bruh, the first time I seen it, I was in an airport in Turkey, in Istanbul. I had a piece.
And
so
you was where?
bad.
Wait, where were you at?
Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Baby, she didn't rename this whole city.
Istanbul.
But keep going, honey.
I was in Istanbul. Alright. But okay, but anyway. So yeah, I would have to pee so bad. And I was running. Damn, I'm tired. I was running to the bathroom with my bags and everything. And I get there and like there's a line. So I'm like, oh my God. Like sitting there like in my bag, squealing and stuff. And so I finally get there. I open the stall. Oh hell no. And I just turned around. I said, I gotta be so right. Oh, this thing here, man. I can't do it. There's no way. Especially how my knees are set up. Absolutely not. I can't squat. And what am I supposed to hold on to? No. I'm not holding on to
Exactly.
nothing.
And I don't know if those walls are sanitized.
Exactly. I'm not holding on to nothing, bro. Like, I already have a problem touching the doorknob getting out of the stall. Like, no. So then I went down the hall and, like, I'm asking the guy, I was like, you guys have, like, regular toilets? He was like, yeah, toilet. I said, no. It's not regular. Regular, like, seat toilet. And he was like, didn't understand me. So then he went to go get a co-worker. And he was like, she was like, hi, I speak English. I said, hi. You have regular toilets? She was like, toilet. I said, no. Those toilets are on the floor. Like regular toilets. She's like, I don't understand. I said, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna go find it myself. So I ran to a different one, like all the way down the airport. I finally found like regular toilets. And that was the best relief I've ever experienced.
But you know what's so weird is when I use toilets in public, I don't sit on them. I squat to use the restroom. But it's just something about this hole that is in the floor
so
that just
far
makes me
away.
uncomfortable.
That's too low. That's too low for me. I can't do it.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's just too low.
Most
I ain't got no
definitely.
stability like that. I'm gonna have to hold on to something if I
And
do
then the
that,
thing
yo.
is, though, there's no place for you to put your foot if you think about it, because when people use the bathroom, they're probably not controlling, where the pee is going. So just imagine your foot slipping or just stepping in the inside or something. There's probably pee all out through that whole little compartment area. No, I do not want nobody else's urine on my shoe.
No, but
The
it got
whole
those.
thing-
It got them
I
little
just-
ridges on it. You see the ridges on the side. I think that's where your feet go, so you don't slip.
No.
Girl, they probably got
What
pee on it
ridges?
too.
Huh?
They probably got pee on it too.
I'm sure it
All
do.
I know is the whole, like, you take the bucket with the water, you put it in, like, you don't even flush the toilet. Y'all know
Yes.
what I'm
That's
talking
what you have
about?
to do.
Yes. I mean, at least the one time that I did it, because I had no choice. I mean, it was either wait for 15 minutes. I couldn't hold it, but I was like, how do y'all flush? There was like a bucket and you put the water in it and you just like put the water in the hole until it like flushes, I guess. It was so
What?
weird.
Maybe that's what that little hole's for on the side. Like if you look at that picture, you see
I
that
think
hose.
that's what
Maybe
it
they don't
is.
have a bucket. Maybe it's the hose.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it looks like a
maybe
little
you put the
shower.
hose in the water.
Oh
I mean,
my
in the hole.
God.
We got too much technology to be taking shit in the ground.
Yes, exactly.
I agree, because my teammates have like actually pooped in these before, and I'm like, there's no way.
So if you miss, then what? Because what if the
You're
water
right. You just got a poop turd sitting there.
Man.
Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Listen, I can say overseas, I have seen some very strange and different things that I never in my life thought that I would have to see. Like, I don't get me wrong, I love every moment of it, but Oh my God. I've seen some things.
One of the things that was really surprising to me, let's talk about poverty real quick. When it comes to like seeing homeless people outside, one thing, bro, the lady got me because I see this a lot now. Well, I saw it a lot in Turkey. But like the women will legit use their kids as a way to get money, and they target foreigners because they know, you foreign, you're not from here. So they tell the kid like either go up to them or like look like extra sad, or like the kid will be sleeping or something like that. And like one time I seen it, I was in Ankara, and me and my teammate was walking to the store, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so sad. And I gave her what's it called, 20 lira. Like I just gave her a $20 bill or whatever. And she just like thank you. I was like, no problem. So then we walk and we come back, and like she was holding the baby. The baby was asleep. Baby's like probably 3 or 4. And we come back, and she points at me to her daughter, and her daughter comes up to me, and she's like reaching like this. She's holding like this, and I'm like, I just gave your mama 20 motherfucking dollars. You better get the hell out of my face, little girl. Like what? And then so my teammate, she explained to me, she's like, yeah, they be like, nobody really gives them money because they be like, just scamming out here. And I'm like, she just scammed the hell out of me, but count it as a donation, but you won't get nothing else out of me. Like, I just felt like she needed it at that point, but like I noticed y'all really be using y'all kids to scam people. You feel me? That's crazy. That's one thing I don't really see in America is like people use their children to go up to strangers and like pull on their heart cords and just be like, please, money, sir. But I know some people really go through that stuff, and it's really sad. But like, ain't no way I'm about to give you another 20. Like, I understand I'm a foreigner, but I'm not rich, baby. I might be American. They think Americans are like so rich. Like, no, not. That was an awakening, wake up call for me. Yo,
I mean,
Maybe it's everywhere.
yeah.
everywhere.
But no, I do understand the part where you say targeting. And an example is recently I was walking down the street here in Istanbul. And so all of these people that are from here, were walking past. The little boy didn't stop anyone to, he asked them for money, But when I approached him, it was like, asking. Even after I said no, he kept following and kept, going. But once the other people told him no, he stopped,
Mm-hmm.
It was not a complete, like, he didn't keep nagging them for it. So
Right.
that is one thing that I have noticed. Like, they will keep going and going and going if you told them no. But someone else walked past, asked, they told them no, and they let it. That was what it was. They took the no and let it go. So that was just one thing that I noticed here. Well, not even just here. Even when I was in Bulgaria, it was the same.
Wow.
They don't know. Kyra, what you looking at? You look confused.
I'm trying to figure out what Lala doing.
I'm
Yeah,
girl, I'm about to eat this pizza. I told you I wasn't gonna eat this pizza, but girl, I'm hungry as hell. I ain't nothing all day. Hold on. Hey, speaking of pizza, since y'all are professionals, do you have a certain type of diet that you eat while you're playing during season?
I
Is
don't.
there a certain way that something that you eat that you don't eat?
All I
don't.
know is since being in Turkey, I eat so much rice.
That's
Really?
Like every meal rice.
I mean,
But-
in my opinion, if you're gonna play 40 minutes and you're gonna work me like something, I need some energy. So
Yeah.
eating peas and carrots ain't gonna help me get up the court. Like, eating a meal that's made for a 2-year-old is not gonna give me the energy to go for 40 minutes. Now, I'm not saying I go like crazy, but I'm just saying no.
Oh,
Now,
no.
when I was in Israel, they were strict. Like, they were like, y'all gotta do this, y'all gotta do that. Which, I mean, like, they were like, basically like we had to be strict with what we were eating when I was there.
What'd you eat?
Grass.
You said what?
Grass. That's what it felt like. Grass, no seasoning. They was like, you can't put any oh, girl, give me that salt, that pepper, that seasoned salt, or something to put on this chicken. Like
Right.
they were like, preseason workouts were no joke. Like we went to dinner and I was like, I'm starving, y'all. It was like 3 pieces of broccoli on this plate, some like a half a chicken and a salad. And I'm like, where is the rest?
Wow.
Because there is no way that you think I'm gonna play in this game with 3 pieces of broccoli, a half of a chicken breast, and a baby salad. What is that gonna do for any adult
Give me a
that
dog
is playing in a 40-minute game? What do you think that's gonna do?
Right.
They give
Like,
you-
no. So they would give us that, and then me and my teammates, the Americans, would be like, "Y'all ready?" We would leave the hotel, go to a restaurant, and we would eat and come back. And then our coach's like,
bad.
"You see how they have so much energy? Yeah, because we ate."
Wow.
3 pieces of broccoli, what, and a half a chicken breast? Who are you feeding?
Absolutely not.
Like, then, like they were strict there. Like, me and my teammates, like, when we would go for games, if you look in our bag, our coaches would have been upset because, oh baby, we had all type of food in there. We was hiding food everywhere.
I stay with the snacks.
Like, for sure. And then these protein shakes they had us drinking. Like, I don't have a problem with drinking protein shakes, but when you can taste nothing but powder, my teammates used to laugh because they would be sitting there drinking their protein shakes, and I have a banana in my bag, and I would chop that banana up and put it in there because it's a no for me.
I can't do protein shakes.
Like, it was just so powdery. Like, it gave me like cotton mouth. Like after I drunk it, and I was like, yeah, no, it's a no.
I can't do it. One thing I can say about turkey though, them girls can't eat. Actually, overseas, period. Like European girls, when they eat so fast, like they kind of overfeed you. Like it's so much food. It's like, damn, like y'all still going. We just had like 3 donors.
Girl, you just making up your own words at this point, honey. But one thing I can say about being overseas that I don't care for is, like, this is in every country, when they put the food on the table and everybody just digging their hands into it.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah,
I need my own personal plate.
y'all, the cats, the animals, the dogs.
Them cats, they are guests in those restaurants because they come in and take a seat just like you.
They harass you.
Say nothing. They just let them do it.
Yes, and they pet them and they feed them and then they take their hands and then they eat their food with it. Like,
And we supposed to share this? You can have that, baby. I'm gonna eat my own. Ain't no way. I don't care if you touch me with a fork. Like you got this stuff and it's lingering. Like it's absolutely not. One time I went out with my teammates after practice. We sat outside real nice by the beach, everything. Big old dog come by. I recorded this too. Big old dog come by. His head is higher than the table. Well, he comes, he sits, and he's like, oh, touch him. We get our food. Eating a shrimp. No. Like, it's their food. I was like, do you, baby? But I ain't never come to your house to eat. Tell you that. Not never. Because why are you petting the dog? It's all in your nails and everything. And then you gonna pick something up. Are you serious? You eating that? You eating that? It's a city dog. This is a stray dog. You over here petting him. Like, and eating, bro.
yeah, I couldn't do that.
Nope. Nope.
And Peyton, you're immersing. You're like out in the sun. So I know there's like cats and dogs everywhere.
Is there?
A cat, I wouldn't say broke into my house, but like I was ordering Yemex Spaghetti, and I'm paying the man, taking my bag. I come inside. I look down. I was like, like, what in the world? And like, when I tell y'all, it took me like 15 minutes to get that cat out of the house because I'm allergic to cats. So like you gotta go. and it hid behind my couch. It was so scary, but it was so funny. I have a video of it. I remember I posted it on
I
Instagram,
remember
but
that.
How did you
I
get the
was
cat out?
I
You
moved my
wait.
couch, and then like it just kind of kept running and running around, and then I just kind of started acting like I was throwing stuff at it, like I was about to hit it, and then I just opened my door, and then it finally ran out. But it kept hiding under my bed, my couch,
No.
everything, where I just couldn't get to it.
What if it would have jumped on your bed? Oh hell no. You got it back.
But when I was
Like on
so
bad days.
it scared the crap out of me because I did not see the cat come in while I'm paying for my food,
Right.
and I just heard like meow. It's like, like, get out of my house. So yeah,
He thought he found his home.
you can't
But-
live here. You're not welcome here.
Well, you see, Marie's in a different part of Turkey than us. She's in like the mountains. So have you seen like any other animals, or are like cats everywhere there as well?
Goat.
No, there's not really a lot of cats in the mountains. Maybe
Mm.
like dogs for sure. They're really sweet. Like they always stay around the facility. We do, but like outside, all I see is a field. And so I guess we're next to some kind of like goat farm or some shit like that, because one morning I just woke up and there was like a whole bunch of goats being herded wherever. And yeah, other than that, I don't really see nothing.
The
Mm.
goat.
No, guys, let me tell you, when I was in Ankara, we were just riding, and I'm like, why is traffic going so slow? Why wasn't a man driving a horse like in the middle of traffic? I was like, you gotta be shitting me right now.
Man. He ain't gotta pay for gas, hell.
Yo, like they listen, and you guys know, if you guys have ever driven in Turkey or been in the traffic, they don't play. They hit them horns fast.
Mhm.
And all I hear is like, I'm asleep because we have practice early in the morning, so I'm laying on the bus, I'm knocked out. So all I hear is, I'm like, what is going on? So I wake up and I look out the window, and he's like this. Mind y'all, he's minding his business. He don't give a hell about these horns. He's like this. Mind y'all, he's stopping and he's selling people bread and fruit. He like,
No, that's not
Oh,
working.
no.
I'm like, oh my God. Yo, we were late getting to practice because traffic was so backed up going towards the gym. And he wasn't on like one of the little side streets. He was on the main road.
Mm.
I'm like, you gotta be playing with me right now.
Yo,
You are not serious.
I always say the taxi drivers in Turkey are like ex NASCAR racers.
Fast and the Furious. And people thought when it was snowing, I was gonna get in the taxi. I'm too young. I love my life.
And then I seen a video of Istanbul, and there was like a bus just sliding down the hill, snow. I'm just like, was there people in there? Like, they be driving crazy as hell without snow and be on people's asses, like, real tough. Man.
There are no like restrictions on how fast you can drive here. And that's in honestly, that's in all parts of Europe, because when I was in Israel, they drove like that. When I was in Bulgaria, I was scared for my life every day.
Really?
Serbia, you better move, get out the way. Because in Serbia, they run red lights and everything in Serbia.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, guys, I'm on 3%. I just noticed.
All right, girl.
I might have to exit. But
Well, I gotta exit soon too, because I gotta pack. We about to go on a flight in a few.
oh yeah, y'all play tomorrow.
Yeah. No, we play Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday.
When do y'all play?
We play Wednesday.
Who do y'all play?
Fenerbahce. I'll be in Istanbul Saturday or Friday.
I'll be in Istanbul too.
I'm coming to Istanbul in 2 weeks, y'all.
You better hope we still here, because baby, when it's time to go, I'm a.
All right, my family out there, so I'm gonna come see them. All right, girl. I think
My
it's
bad,
best-
y'all. I gotta go.
All right, girl. I know your thing will end, but thank you everybody for joining me, being my guest, and thanks to people that are tuning in and that will tune in later on. Hopefully, we can have another conversation, probably not as long in the future. And I appreciate everybody. I love all y'all, and good luck on your playoffs. And I hope that everybody gets home safe and sound.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Good luck to y'all too.
Good luck to everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Love y'all. Bye.
Love you, bye.
How the hell you end this thing? Oh, I'm still on. Bye. I found the button.
All right, bye.